This is the One Piece Podcast, episode 923 for the week of Monday, June 15th, 2026. My name is Zach.
And my name is Ed.
And my name is Alex.
And on today's show, we have very special guest translator for One Piece in Weekly Shonen Jump Manga Plus. We have Stephen Paul with us. How's it going, Stephen?
It's going well. Simba is trying to stick his hand up my sleeve.
Good
Simba
boy.
is his cat.
Yes.
So context needs to be given for those who somehow don't know Simba.
Mm-hmm.
It's his cat. Everything else good, Stephen? Besides
It's all
that?
good. Everything is wonderful.
And we also have voice actress extraordinaire Marianne Bray joins us once again. How's it going, Marianne?
It is going.
Good.
Yes,
We want things
Yes.
to be going.
we're good. Come see, come
It's good.
saw.
It's going to be a good episode. We got the professor and Marianne.
Is that my new nickname now?
Wow. Okay.
And the rest.
Yeah.
Wow,
And we're the rest, yeah.
wow.
You and me,
wow.
Alex. Yeah, I don't like that either, but here we are. Today, for that chapter, we're going through, for that, whatever. We're going through chapter 1185, Mindja Own Beeswax, which has to be said, I assume, in a New York accent, Stephen?
You know, that's some serendipity right there.
Yeah. You know, I'm going to go just straight into that. I don't know. Mike Patton has probably told you. No, we're going straight into it. Ben Stiller is definitely talking about it. I would say the Knicks won last night as we sit here. So this past week, big deal for us New Yorkers who had completely given up hope that we didn't have to. But more importantly, for those who don't care about sports, which I get, the One Piece NBA crossover includes a Luffy Knicks thing, figure art.
A figure?
A figure coming out in October. Very exciting stuff. That was already, planned and announced coming out. The Luffy is, I think, available in all or a lot of potential team jerseys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They made sure to publicize the Knicks one after, the last game.
Yes. Yeah. Reasonably
Which of
so.
the Straw Hats do you think would be the best basketball player?
Like in reality,
Yeah.
Brooke, right? If we just go by
Why
height,
wouldn't it be Luffy? He can stretch his arms.
Yeah.
Unless
That's
that
true.
breaks some
Yeah.
sort of rule.
Well,
Yeah.
Usopp has the best aim.
that's true.
But that's from like firing something, not like throwing.
Yeah.
Also, that's like that is a flagrant foul. Like flagrant foul star would be as like.
That would be
Yeah. Yes.
basketball jokes.
Well, here's a legitimate question though. Like if Luffy dunked the ball from halfway across the court, does that violate some sort of traveling rule?
Probably. I say, knowing nothing about
That
sports.
depends.
No,
Yeah,
I
it
don't
depends
think
on the
so,
steps.
because
I think they'd have to like rewrite the rules a little bit to accommodate for double fruit
the
powers.
Luffy
right?
rule. Yeah.
Luffy, the Luffy rule.
Let's see Bellamy dunking from half court.
Yeah.
mean, that
he'd
sounds
be
fine.
good. Yeah.
That sounds fine to me, but
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just a good
Yeah.
jumper right there. Like,
He's got hops.
Buggy would also be good at basketball.
oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Robin could do any like alley oops.
that's true.
Just make
Robin
the
can
hand
do a
come
lot
up.
of crazy
Yeah.
stuff,
Just
but Robin's would definitely violate something.
For sure.
Goaltending or something. Is that what
Yeah,
it's
they
called?
do have offensive goaltending is a thing.
Yeah. So they've revealed some of these that we've talked about, some of the other ones. Like Ace was originally the Knicks rep. As far as I know, Sabo
Which is
was.
crazy.
He should be either Miami or Phoenix. The
Yeah.
Heat
Yeah,
or the Suns.
It's insane that he isn't one of those. That's just such a
Instead-
missed opportunity.
He's a knickerbocker.
Yes, I've always said
Or,
Ace is a Knickerbocker.
Anaru for Oklahoma City Thunder.
That was a good one.
That's
That was
an
very
Yeah.
good.
That makes
excellent,
sense.
inspired choice. Denver is is it?
Is that Law?
No,
The Nuggets?
Denver is Nami. The Nuggets. Thank you.
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh,
Maybe
right.
Gold Nuggets.
Yes,
That's
Gold
really
Nuggets.
good.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
very good
I
too.
mean, Ace could also be the Portland, the Blazers.
Shanks is the Bulls
Jeez.
because that just feels right.
He's
It
red.
does feel he's
Yeah.
red.
Yeah,
I
red.
mean,
Red hair.
and also it feels right generally.
He's the goat.
Yeah.
Chopper is the Milwaukee Bucks.
No, you would think so.
No. Yamato is the Milwaukee Bucks. Why?
I said it was because the flower capital is sister cities with Milwaukee. So,
Oh,
it's an
Yeah,
easy crossover.
That is an easy
Milwaukee,
crossover.
the good land.
See, Kuma should be on the Bucks.
He's the Grizzlies.
He's a Buccaneer.
No, yeah, he
Just-
would be a Grizz.
And Buccaneers. Yes.
Hey,
Yeah, I
hey.
guess.
Shouldn't Yamato be Minnesota Timberwolves?
Yeah.
That would have been
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they should have had us do this.
I think Brooke would be the Cleveland Cavaliers, with the sword and everything.
Oh, well, that's a very recent reveal.
That's no, he's the sword. And then we knew he
but-
was in the whatever. Whatever. We don't have to litigate this that much.
No.
Although we just did. Other news. And I think
Oh.
this came oh, sorry. Do you have more NBA stuff?
Well, no, I had figure art news. I
Oh,
guess that's
figure arts. No, yeah, please.
Nico Robin will be the next
Oh, yeah.
That's
pre-time
right.
skip SH figure arts figure, and she's wearing her Ennius Lobby outfit. And you know what really grinds my gears? When you make a
Okay,
posable
Andy.
action figure and they have a skirt, a mini skirt, and you can't pose them in cool poses. The Nami one is hard to pose because she wears a mini skirt. The Robin one should be her Jai outfit because she wears pants and has the cowboy hat. Enni's Lobby outfit does not have a cowboy hat. Not as cool.
This is why my headcanon is that any One Piece woman who is wearing a mini skirt is actually an escort.
See, that's nice. And I think they did that in the live action too, which is like,
Yeah, they did.
solves a lot of problems.
Mhm.
And it does. You're absolutely correct. Yeah, so any other figure arts news, Alex?
I will be buying it anyway, and because it's a fucking Nico Robin action figure. Know what I mean,
Because you're a
Yeah.
mark.
Steve? Yeah, I am a mark for that.
Steve Yurko is joining us. How's it going, Steve?
And Steve is a yerk for that.
A yerk. Is that
He's
an
setting up.
adjective? Yeah, he's telling us, we have to kill time for him. So we have more news. I don't know. I want to say I don't usually watch the Nintendo Directs, but for some reason I was randomly watching the Nintendo Direct this week, and lo and behold, there's a One Piece announcement coming out of complete left field as far
Is
as
it
I
that
know.
variety game, or is that something
Yeah.
else?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's One Piece Grand Gourmet. Comes out
I heard about
October the 23rd. So October, a very big month. You get your NBA figures. You get your Nintendo Switch games. It looks
I mean, it's
very,
also
yeah.
it's not just on the Switch; it's also on every platform, including your phone. So
Oh, really?
if you want something, yeah.
No, they never are.
Mm.
It's a Kairosoft, which is a very long running development company that does lots of little management games like this that are all pixel
I
art.
like these. That's the
If
problem.
it can be
Yeah.
on
Very
your
cute.
phone, that's great.
Yeah.
That's
That's
great.
dangerous. That's,
Yes, it is.
That's why I try not to play games on my phone, because it's just dangerous. Because then also you get looped into other things on your phone, and I don't want to be on my phone. Right? People, get off your phone
Yeah.
unless you're listening to us right now on your phone. Then please.
Or get on your phone and call a family member. Tell them you love them.
Although
Thank you, Alex.
these games, at least I do believe, even on phone, you have to pay for it. They're not designed to
Yes.
steal your soul by
Thank
being
God.
free and
hate
and
those.
incentivizing you to pay for stuff. You just have to buy the game first. But yeah, it looks adorable. It's like a cooking. It's like what is it? It's like simulation running a restaurant. So you get to
but with One Piece
devise-
characters.
I need Flampe to be one of them, but we don't know yet.
Vegapunk is.
So is Django.
Yeah, and Vanderdecken.
Big News Morgans. Big News Morgans. We got a Big News Morgans.
Look,
guys.
if Elder Neon is in the game, and if Elder Neon's in the game, then I bet you Flampe is in the game.
She better be.
I think Flampe has a chance to be in the game.
I think she does.
That'd
I
be
feel
a good.
like she'd be a demanding restaurant guest.
Right.
Oh, they have
Alonze is in the game.
They have the Sanji penguin in it from
Yes.
Thriller Bark, like the penguin
Yes.
bulldog,
Mm.
whatever that's called.
Inupe,
So
yeah.
surely you can, whip up some, I don't know.
You mean
it's
Charlie?
this-
Her name is Shirley.
Yeah, don't call
Well,
it Charlie.
it's Charlotte, actually. Charlotte
No,
Flampe.
I'm talking about Charlie. Anyway, God, that was a bad one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How's it going, Steve?
Going okay. The next one.
Yeah, we talked about that. Do you have any? Are you going to be getting either the Luffy or Ace Nix figures?
I'm tempted, but they cost so much money. But
How much
aren't they
cost?
releasing like other SH figure arts Luffy's in other teams, or was it like a Super Bowl, or is it like a Super Bowl shirt kind of thing?
They destroyed
like,
all the others.
Knicks have won.
Buy your Luffy, and I think what must have happened back in whenever this was announced a while ago at this point, but the NBA just they sold their what is it, the merchandising rights,
their souls
to Toei Animation and Shueisha. Yeah, I think they just have like a carte blanche. Wow, Elder Neon is on the One Piece Grand Gourmet. Sorry, I'm getting all ADD here, but
Don't you mean Gloriosa?
Yes, but no, this is Elder Neon version. Like, I guess it's like her transformation at an older age. She transforms into Elder Neon. Okay, so Grand Gourmet. Oh, Steve, did you have thoughts on that though? That's like, it's the Sanji game. We get a Sanji game.
Yeah, I mean, that was, as soon as I saw like the shrimp and the fried rice, I was like, no
you telling
way.
me a shrimp fried this rice?
No, Sanji did.
No, Sanji did.
Sanji's regular. Huh?
It's Sanji's fried rice for Geen.
Right.
So yeah, I saw that, I was like, nuh-uh, couldn't be. And so yeah, it was a pleasant surprise. I'll probably check it out.
Yeah,
I might not get it right away. Maybe I'll wait for it to be on sale or something, but looks fun.
Yeah. How much is this game? I should probably check. Would be good. There would be good information. The last thing, the WT 100, the second one of these is over. So I hope you got all your votes in, and I hope they were all for a
Flampe. They were all for Flampe.
I voted, with the exception of like a couple days where I was like, ook ook, and a couple other fun like glupshitos. I voted for Django until I got a gold one. And then I voted for Frankie until I got a gold one. And then it ended. I thought about like doing like all of Yao's characters until I get gold. But alas, just Django and Frankie.
The results will be revealed right in August. August 22nd and 23rd, they come out for One Piece Day. They have to count the votes by hand. It's a very laborious process, so please.
Still faster than the LA mayor election.
Ooh, dunk.
How many people ended up voting in this? Did we get like a final? I think we did get a final tally. I should probably have checked that. I just thought of that. But it seemed to have done well. The bots really voted this year, as I recall. Oh, I guess they took it off because that's going to be revealed, I assume, at a later date.
They got to cook these numbers a little bit more until they're just right.
By the way, the rewards meaning the people, the characters who get the highest, the top 30 get a special outfit drawn from Eiichiro Oda for merchandise. The top 50 will get new cards in the One Piece game.
Merchandising.
The top 15 get eye catches in the One Piece anime in 2027. And the top 30 get merchandising at the Mugiwara store. So it's like 2 levels of merchandising there.
Wow.
Merchandising. But will they get an NBA crossover? No, they won't. So I look forward to seeing Django in that new outfit. So that doesn't.
I guess. Yeah, well, actually, one last bit of news here from Ken, since we're on the topic of popularity polls. We are now doing the Decks of the World, or excuse me, not the Decks of the World, the cover stories popularity polls on our Discord.
Tournament style for Discord.
Yeah.
Because we did, if you haven't listened to last week's, we did like a kind of vibe-based tier maker.
Yeah, we did tier rankings.
A live episode. Please listen. It was a lot of fun. We talked way too long about these, as we always do. And we ranked them. You could check that out. And so it is seeded based upon that. Do you want to reveal, Steven,
Yeah, well, I was
where
just gonna
things-
say. So yeah, we had a couple like the lowest ones. You know how they do in the NCAA, where they do like the first 4 in or whatever, where they have some that have to do a play in just to get into the regular bracket. That's basically what we did last week. Jinbei advanced past CP9. Gadatsu's story beat the Straw Hat Separation arc, and Yamato triumphed over the Decks of the World 500 million man arc, and now it's like the full bracket. So I don't know if Ken does all of these in 1 week or if he's gonna like
he does
split them.
So
Okay.
he goes by like round. So that's
Okay.
it's the Arc
So, yeah.
Madness.
Right, we're
thing.
gonna have
And this is being voted on in the general podcast Discord, not the crew chat.
Yes, in our regular Discord, everyone who is on there can vote, and so yeah, we have 8 different matchups. Basically, everything else is now in play. So yeah, go log in on Discord and cast your vote when those are live.
The other big piece of One Piece podcast news is we have a new sticker poll up. Steve, Yurko. Do you want to talk about the stickers for the $12 tier for June that folks could vote on?
Sure. You still have up till, I believe, this coming Thursday.
And those get mailed in July, right? Probably.
They get mailed when they get mailed.
Right.
But in terms of like your 2 choices, it's between like, I think one of the first Lokis we did for Thicky the Viking and the Homestar Runner inspired Harley, but I don't think it's a close race.
What is it right now? I haven't looked. I try and surprise myself.
I would say more than 2/3 of members who are signed up for that tier have voted, but you still have 3 days left. As of Monday, or maybe as of Monday, it'd be 2 days. I think you have till Wednesday to vote. So
just vote now before it's too late. Just vote.
Just vote.
Yeah, just sign up. $12 tier.
Get out of line wherever you are and go vote.
Get out of line from actual voting to go vote in this, even though you could do it while standing in line to vote. Yes. Thank you, Steve. Those both awesome images. I forgot the title was Thicky the Viking for a second. Yeah. Go vote on that. Patreon.com/One Piece Podcast. If you subscribe at the $12 tier, you get that. You also the stickers. You also get alternate art, alternate titles. This week the art is from Kirby, so please check that out. I'm sure there'll be some ridiculous stuff there. But to find out what ridiculous stuff might be there, we have to go into the next segment. So let's do it. This is the manga recap for chapter 1185, Mindja Own Beeswax. I'm trying to walk here. You can read this chapter and all chapters as soon as they come out at shonenjump.viz.com or mangaplus.shueisha.co.jp. It's free, it's legal, it's available everywhere. Ed, what is going on in the author comment this week?
Oda ate something, which is one of the 2 frequent topics of his author comments. But yes, this is the what he says this week. And the author comments were posted on the Viz blog early before recording this week, so we get to talk about it. But Oda says, "Is the Lawson Party Chicken seriously good or what? It's so good they could open a store that only sells that." And I posted on my Blue Sky that if Oda ever goes to Nando's, we'll never hear the end of it.
Do you suppose he meant peri chicken?
I think so. That's what I thought.
Unless he meant para chicken, which is a dance.
I mean, I don't know what this product is, but Pari would be describing, if I would assume correctly, that would be describing like the crispy chicken or crispy skin of the chicken or something. So it might just be like extra deep fried or something.
I just figured it was a seasoning, like a seasoning that they put on the chicken.
Speaking of cooking, what's going on the cover page this week, Ed?
I'm getting there. Okay, I got it. Yes, we got a reader request for "I can't wait for Luffy to eat this Hancock practices her cooking by Masako. And I know you're thinking it's probably not Masako Nozawa.
But it is. No, it isn't.
That'd be funny if she was writing in requests like that. But
People have the same name sometimes.
yeah, it's just Hancock barbecuing meat for Luffy.
Those steaks are well done.
And balancing it all on a serving platter with one hand, big stack of meat on it.
Yeah, that meat is indescript. It could really be anything.
Yeah,
He'll eat it. He's not picky.
No, I know he's not. So I'm going to mention this probably one or two more times when we read the chapter, but I was reading this on my phone, obviously, with kids asking things in the background. And when on initial glance, I thought Hancock was burning down the kitchen, which would have, I think, been much funnier. And I think it was. I'm a little upset that that's not where this went.
Especially if that was just her, that was still her same expression.
Yes.
As it's on fire behind her. Yeah.
But everything is on fire. Yeah.
When she's cooking like that, she's going to get like grease burns all over her chest.
Yeah. Everywhere.
That's
I've had those. Those are not fun.
Zach, I thought of you today when I read this chapter because I wasn't in a Lowe's parking lot, but I read it at Costco.
Yep. Welcome to being a dad. When you aren't able to like sit and read a chapter with like One Piece music.
This was
quiet.
a real waiting in Costco line chapter.
How far is it to go to Costco, Alex?
For me, yeah, it's in Wheaton. It's like
Are we gonna dox
drive.
you? Are we?
I can't give a shit.
Okay.
I live
Because the only other Costco I can think of is the one near the Pentagon City Mall.
Well, there's one also on New York Ave, and that one sells liquor. And this one does not because it's Maryland, but it is from me, and it's super easy to get to. Actually,
This
you know what? Fuck
segment
it.
brought to you by Costco in Maryland, specifically.
Actually, Delaney, please bleep out the minutes that it takes to get to Costco from my place.
That's good.
Just write that down for me, Alex. Okay, so
I was also going to say that Hancock might be cooking liver and onions.
any other thoughts on this cover page?
Thank you, Steve.
She could use an apron. You are right.
Has anyone ever tried cooking bacon without a shirt on?
Grease burns on the titty
Yeah.
is not a thing that anyone wants to experience.
Episode title. I'm not writing that down.
I was gonna say if no one else was gonna mention it, like she should be wearing an apron.
Yeah.
Everybody should be wearing an apron when it comes to cooking. It's just proper.
I need to get
All
that
titties need to be protected.
Yes, protect all the titties.
hashtag. People do that still, right? Let's go to let's start the chapter. I know, I was making fun of myself. Alex.
It's me. Yes. So we have Reuben with a dong. He says, Kendall, I want you to take Brooke as your squire and teach him proper manners and speaking etiquette. She says, of course, Prince Reuben. And Brooke's walking around with a sword twice the size of him. It's very funny and very cute. And he goes, boy, there sure are a lot of pretty ladies around the palace. Pretty lady, skip that one, pretty lady. And Kendall
Rude.
Says, yeah, very rude. Kendall says, stop that.
It's
And
rude
he says,
generally. to
No,
do
it's
that.
very rude.
It's kind of
Negatively
like
and
the
positively.
it's like
Does
that.
Candell also have the same voice there
Yes.
as Reuben?
It's kind of like
Stop that.
the half baked scene. Fuck you, you're cool, fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Brooke says, but you're the prettiest of them all, Candell. And Candell says, Lady Candell, you are my squire. And Brooke turns around to one of the ladies and says, show me your panties. And her reaction is as what you would expect. She says, Brooke, and has even her speech bubble has a pulsating vein. So we skip forward a little bit to Brooke in at school, and he's wearing the same clothes he wears, as a little ragamuffin. And she says, "You don't like your uniform?" And he goes, "If I conform to school culture, I'll lose my touch for writing good music." But the convoy uniform, now that's what I want to wear someday.
But for now, he'll wear his number 9 shirt as if it was his destiny.
It's also, isn't this, so this is the one from the SBS?
The 9th member of the Beatles.
Was this in the SBS or the color spread? Like this
exact known as the 9th Beatle.
Nice Beatle. Yeah, this that's from the color spread with the
color
9.
spread, yeah.
But they all have like the shirts with their numbers on it. So this is a weird.
It feels very like, oh, I got to shoehorn this look in while we're doing this.
I like that he's like, school is conformist. I want to join the army.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the little tiny children in the background going,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're very expressive, even though they're like itty bitty tiny little scribbles.
With 2 of them looking through the window.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I like his.
If those children could read, they'd be very angry right now.
Correct.
I like his music instructor. Everybody's murmuring. So then we have a few other fast forwards. One of him sleeping with his giant guitar, where it's giant to him, and it's really, really freaking cute. We've got some of the other convoy fellas in the locker room saying, "You're a lucky kid, you know that? Hey, you get to be Lady Candel's squire." And Brooke says, "Yo." And they're practicing their sword techniques, hitting some targets with what are these called? Epées.
Rapier, maybe.
No. Rapiers are the actual swords. Epées, I think, are the
fencing swords.
The fencing ones.
Fencing swords. Yes.
Yeah. With the blunt ends, right?
Yeah. And they have a little conversation. Brooke says, "Are you in love with any particular man, Candel?" And she just reminds him, "Lady." And yes, but he is far out of my league. So I trained very hard with the sword so that I might be as close to him as possible. And Brooke says, "I bet he'd like you more if you dress more ladylike." And she says, "Yeah, that's not necessary. I'm happy simply being at his side." Is it his side are you talking about?
Me?
Steve?
Yes, you, Steve. Yes.
Steve.
I think if Steve had hair, that's what he would look like.
Yeah, I guess so.
You can say that about any character.
R.I.P. Gene Shalit.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
We'll think of some Gene Shalit puns later. But yes, that is indeed him saying, "Me?" And she says, "No!" And then we continue the inappropriate behavior with Brooke asking if Candel wears men's underwear too, and she says no.
Sorry to interrupt, but I do need to mention that my 5-year-old's friend said, "Oh, I was wearing the same shirt as the other dad. Oh, you're wearing the same shirt. Do you also wear the same underwear?" So this isn't that off is what I'm. I mean, it's
but
bad.
he's a little pervert though. That's the thing.
No, it's it's the problem is it's Oda being expressed through this.
Because Brooke is like, "What? Then show." It's like, "Show me them." And she's like, "Brooke." It's like, "You still haven't learned any etiquette. When asking a favor of others, you have to speak politely." And he says, "Then would you mind showing me your panties, please?"
He said the thing.
And he finally deservedly gets clobbered on the head. And she says, "Of course I mind. Forget speaking politely. I need to beat some manners and civility into you." Yare.
Sexual harassment or child like corporal punishment. There's no winning in this.
We can have a little bit of both as a treat.
And now we're fading out of this flashback as Candel walks away saying strength and etiquette are equally important. And Brooke says, "Really? Then I'll do better. I'll try harder." And then we go back to like the quote present. And Brooke is strumming his
telling
guitar.
the story to Shuri.
Yes. He says, "Lady Candel is the light of our admiration." And Shuri just thinks to herself, and he says, "The sun that shines upon our city," which reminds me, one time a ship from the world government,
Oh boy!
I hope you enjoyed that nice little moment there. But yes, a world government ship washed up on Asperia, and the kingdom was stunned to encounter a type of authority we'd never experienced before. And Shuri asks if Shuri is aware of the celestial dragons, and Brooke confirms that's right. They certainly threw their weight around. Lady Candel was bedridden for several months after that due to fatigue, and you wouldn't believe how gloomy the people were during those months. Yo-ho-ho. He says, I shouldn't laugh, but it truly was as if the sun itself had set. However, there was only one precursor to wonderful news. Princess Shuri.
It was only the precursor. Yeah,
that was only the precursor to. I've read everything in a different tone. That was only the precursor to wonderful news.
Sorry. Your father...
Princess Shuri. Just making sure you're paying attention.
You better be paying attention to my long-winded story. Your father, the beloved, uncouth prince, ascended to the throne. And at the same time, coincidentally, he married your mother, Lady Candel. The stage of Asperia was engulfed in the cheers of the audience. And then you were born. Yeah. Strumming. That must be in English, I guess, in the original.
He wrote that.
Yeah, that's fun. Princess Shuri, the kingdom was all in a tizzy. Show us your face. God, she's cute. Thank God she looks after her mother. Hey, rude. So many rude people in this. So many rude people. And got a bit off track there. Something we at the One Piece podcast would never do. My point is, I love your parents dearly. I owe them everything. I would give my life to them. Now let me sing this song called Sacrificial Rock. Completely unrelated to the story. And Shuri responds, Papa, Mama. Well, Brooke, what would you do if it was me in danger? Huh? What about me? Thinking like a teenager. The same thing, of course. I'd give up my life, indeed, yes. Thinking like an idiot. Because I'm Papa and Mama's daughter? No. And then ellipses.
And I love the face she's making when she's saying that, like with the pursed lips, like.
It's the emoji with the 3 mouth. Whatever you call it. And then pauses. Because it's you, of course. And bows and says, why did you pause? Be honest with me. She pouts with a harumph, but Brooke has a lollipop. All's forgotten as she stabs him with a sword. In presumably a different scene. Does the piggyback ride? To be fair, Brooke is 8 foot something, so I guess if Steve gave me a piggyback ride, it would be kind of similar. I'm not hinting at anything, but next time I see you.
It looks like down that panel there, sure, he's trying to stab Brooke, but he's deflecting it.
I don't think she's actually trying to murder him.
They're combat training.
Yeah, I think it's yeah. Anyways, Papa, and he responds, Father, call me Father. Said this a million times. Don't be a child.
I'm a priest.
I love you too, Father. Heart emoji. I said, or what is it? Greater than 3. Or less than 3?
Less than 3.
My God, Zach.
No,
and,
greater than 3.
Ruben and Candel both have the chin on hand.
Yes. Very cute.
Yeah.
Very cute. Yeah.
But he's
Marianne.
frowning and she's smiling. It's cute. It's sweet. They're like, oh, our daughter.
He's secretly, proud. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay. So the next page, we have Shuri, and this seems to be a voiceover of a whole bunch of different events. So the first image we have is Shuri with a cut finger and Brooks running over, looking aghast with a little medical box. I don't know if I should describe what's all happening and then do the voiceover, or
I think I would. It's Brooke, I think, doing all this.
Yeah,
right?
he is. So
He's talking a lot.
Next little panel is because the voiceover is like, clearly it's like here's a time lapse of stuff that has happened. He is holding an umbrella over, I guess Shuri, probably still with a puppy. And then
Aw.
measuring her as she's trying to make herself taller, standing on her tippy toes with the marks against the wall of like how tall she is, and what age she is at those heights. And then, Brooke hitting on ladies and her being mad at him, as he does. She is scaring him with a ghost sheet thing, which is ironic.
Good point.
Singing and fishing with some weird looking fish.
What's
I
going
don't
on?
know.
Fish.
Maybe they're
Yeah.
dancing to the music. We got a cute little.
I need an SBS explaining those fish. I'm just gonna say.
Oda, what
Yeah.
are these fish about? Brooke's in bed, laid up in the hospital because I guess he got himself beat up at some point, and she's fighting the nurse for some reason. And then we got it's cooking lessons with Mama. She's determinedly making something, and Brooke eating while she's sleeping. And then our lovely little voiceover is Brooke saying, "When you want to be independent from your parents, why not sing this song for a change? Mindja Own Beeswax." And she says, "What's that supposed to mean?" "It's a praise from Kamigata, a land to the west. Mindja Own Beeswax. I ain't some puppy dog lured by the candy store. I ain't a kid at all anymore." And we cut to the next page, and it's more of them being happy and having a grand old time, and then nothing ever bad happened ever, except
Everything.
except we get the actual, I suppose, narrator saying, "The year that Shuri turned 15, and there's a musician trying to play a violin, but it's going, creak. And he says, it sounds awful. So that year that Shuri turned 15, Esperia lost its music. The kingdom was shrouded in a deep and terrible mist that lasted for half the year. The country's heritage, its treasured instruments, all rotted, and the mist curdled into smog that swallowed the whole island." And we see an image of Esperia covered in this mysterious foggy mist and a pile of rotted instruments. From that point on, the streets were filled with not music, but the sounds of coughing. And Brooke tries to sing and play on his own rotting instrument. "Let's lift their hearts with..." The poisonous smog racked the lungs of tens of thousands and took several hundred lives. And we see these people in the streets looking pretty bedraggled, and Kendall herself looking a little worse for wear, saying, "The mist will clear, I know it will."
Famous last words.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I should. I'll cut in here with a little explanation with the phrase thing being from Kamigata, a land to the west. So this is kind of a it's a bit of a throwaway thing in English, but it is sort of a lost in translation thing because to the Japanese, what Brooke says, his Mindja, the phrase that I translated as Mindja Own Beeswax is in Kansai Ben, which of course is like, sort of the number one regional dialect that is not standard Tokyo Japanese. And Oda has very notably like avoided using that. Like, a lot of authors will just, they'll just have a character who speaks in Kansai because like they're, it conveys a certain...
It's a shorthand.
Yeah, it conveys a certain type of personality, maybe. It can also just mean like this is a person who is slightly different from the rest of the group, that sort of thing. And Oda has had a few characters that do speak in regional dialects, but they're usually more...
But like Hibari and Sakazuki have Hiroshima Ben?
Yes, Hiroshima. That's one of the main ones. And then some like Fujitora kind of speaks in like old Edo style, like very Tokyo style. And stuff like that. But he's never really had like a Kansai Ben character. And so that's why it's kind of notable when she's like, what's that? Because it's like the first time that we've ever had a blatantly Kansai Ben usage in One Piece. And so when he says it's from Kamigata, a land to the west, Kamigata is a phrase. It's a word that literally means like upward. And so it's an old fashioned term that you would use in Tokyo, for example, to refer to Kyoto specifically and Osaka, like, because that was where the capital used to be. And so whenever you were in Edo talking about Kyoto or Osaka or Kobe or one of those cities, Kamigata would be the reference to that region, and you can still hear that today. It's been used in Akane Banashi because Kamigata Rakugo is like, it's not Edo Rakugo. It's the one that's done in Osaka, where there are different variations, and obviously they're speaking Osaka Ben. So when Brooke says like, oh, it's a phrase from Kamigata, a land to the west, like every Japanese reader is going to be like, oh, it's because like that's Oda's sort of like clever way to say like, oh yes, it's from the mysterious Osaka, region. And so it's immediately clocked by the Japanese readership that he like. That's kind of explaining why Brooke is talking in Kansai Ben, and that's kind of how the whole song that he sings throughout this chapter is done in the Osaka
for
dialect.
Those who have enjoyed dubs of the 90s, they're Southerners.
Yeah, that tends to be the usual, the safest or the easiest way to do it in English.
And there are so many unintelligible accents to choose
unintelligible,
from.
like northeastern accents. I feel like some of those would be like a Maine accent.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like really deep Canadian, like Nova Scotia or something.
Yeah, Trailer Park Boys.
When we were doing Akane, again going back to Akane Banashi, the character Hikaru has a very strong private accent. And my initial attempt, I had her talking like a masshole.
Oh my god!
She had a very strong Boston accent, and I think the editor did not like it, and so they rewrote it in like the Southern style.
But they're wrong.
There's no right answer really, but yeah.
No, the right answer is the Boston.
Kane's Rakugo goes wicked hard.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I had her going like, because she was talking to her mom on the phone, and she's like, "I told you, Ma. Like I'm just doing this, So, yeah. Anyways, back to this very sad scene that has nothing to do with the Boston accent.
Since we're already on a tangent, just the rotting guitar thing. I was saying before, like, oh, this must be a reference from a show I watched because it's an episode of Curious George I saw he tries to watch the guy's guitar. And it turns into this. So I was thinking about
put it down.
It makes sense for the wood instruments, but what about like the brass instruments?
I was thinking about that, but that's the breathing. So I could see why that would still be an issue. And rusting. Didn't they say something like I guess it's rotted and I don't know. That part's interesting and we'll get back to it.
Perhaps
the part I said is uninteresting.
Perhaps Asperia is more a land of woodwinds. Or was.
Yeah.
Yeah, the humidity would mess with the reeds, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Humidity messes with everything, yes. Stephen. Don't mess with us.
But in the face of many baffling and horrific events, the kingdom grew weary and numb, and even after the mist lifted, the scars it left were felt deeply by all. And though the narration itself does not mention
Candel's funeral portrait.
Yes, we have the portrait surrounded by flowers with the traditional Japanese diagonal banners over it, signifying that the person depicted has passed on. And so the people are there sniffling and coughing before her grave, I presume, or her coffin. And then we get a little montage of Shuri crying, and Brooke is crying, and Reuven is kneeling before her grave, and he is crying. And then we cut to another wide shot of the kingdom, and it looks like the mist is still there. Everything it's all done over with the screen tone that makes it look gloomy. And someone is telling Reuven,
you really see the harp in that panel.
Yeah, it's a good.
It's all deteriorated. You could tell.
Yeah, it's
looks like
it's
moss
a good
almost as
good illustration of the kingdom itself, all the detail. And this court figure is saying, "Your Majesty, we can no longer afford to make the heavenly tribute payments to the world government." And
Ominous.
yeah, ominous, because we move right on from there to another training scene with Brooke and Shuri clashing with their swords. And Brooke remarks rather pointedly, "Sometimes it's as if you can see into the future, princess." Odd note to say there. And she says, "I want to be like Ma. I mean, I like mother." So, she's trying to remember her polite terms for her parents. And Brooke says, "You certainly have the potential, but I don't think your father will allow a princess to fight on the front lines of battle." As they take a stroll here through the garden, and she says, "Father seems to have something weighing on his mind these days." And Brooke says,
"Oh, this is the dog she rescued earlier." I'm just getting that. Sorry.
Probably so, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he barks gently. He's very cute from a distance.
And Brooke says, "I can imagine what it's about, but there's nothing we can do. My only option is to serve the king faithfully." And Shuri has picked up the dog, and she's like, "I thought you wanted to be a pirate, Brooke." And he says, "Oh, my onus comes first. Dreams are a secondary matter," which does not sound like something a One Piece character should be saying. But yeah, the smog rain is coming down. And she says, "Oh, okay. Well, when you leave, I'll go with you." He says, "You can't." "I will."
I will.
Who's next?
Alex, it's on you.
Okay, sorry. Had to pause for my. So here we see Reuven looking more haggard than he's ever looked, and he's saying, "There's going to be a war against the world government." Yeah, everybody is like, "Huh?" And Brooke has absolutely no problem with this. He goes, "Understood, Majesty." And the rest of the convoy goes, "Wait, Captain! At least tell us why, Your Majesty!" And he speaks very candidly to Brooke, Reuven. He says, "Brooke, they demanded 1,000 slaves from us. That's the only way to get out of the heavenly tribute this year. Being a slave in the Holy Land might as well be death." And we see the rest of the convoy go, "Oh no!" Murmur, murmur, murmur. And he warns, "The government will be coming here in 2 months, but I'm not going to choose sacrifices to be handed over to them." And Captain Brooke walks through the town, and the peasants say, "Is our country doomed, Captain?" "Unaffiliated countries turn into a lawless wastelands, don't they?" And some more, and they say, "Is it true that they'll pillage everything we have? I heard another country in the West Blue got wiped off the map." And Brooke
That one's
strums
from
his...
Osaka.
Yeah. Brooke strums his guitar and he sings a song. Who knows if this is... I mean, I guess this guitar still sounds okay. Doesn't seem to be as rotted as the rest of their instruments.
It's gwanging.
Yeah, it's gwanging all right. And he goes, "Well, I heard a little story once about a sea brimming with violence, where the boss don't want to go, full of samurai warriors and towering giants. So watch out for all of them, give them a little bite and they'll be weak at the knees, like they're running from a swarm of bees. Better think twice, 'cause we got nothing to lose." And everybody is in pretty good spirits. They're like, "Ha ha, that's true. That's true."
Well, we've already lost our music, and Candel is dead. So
yeah. Well, Brooke is there to cheer everybody up.
Yes, nothing else could go wrong.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Yep. Basically, this is a song about how, once you hit rock bottom, there's nowhere to go but up. But unfortunately,
we have not hit rock bottom.
We've discovered Rock Bottom 2.
All rock, no bottom.
you smell what the rock is cooking.
Rock bottomer. So we fast forward a little bit, 2 months from now. doesn't say this, but I'm just, context clues, baby. We hear on the loudspeaker, they've landed on the North Harbor. Get over there, 12th platoon. And we see the soldiers sort of like running off towards the harbor.
Yep, the rock bottom boys, they make the depressing world go worse. I don't know. Let's see. All right. And then we get a lovely little a montage of war. Hooray! As Brooke sings throughout, Mindja Own Beeswax. They didn't say it'd be this many of them. Don't let them disembark. Mindja Own Beeswax. And we see there are Navy ships and world government ships attacking. And it looks like, Brooke doing his little, like, I've already cut you, shink, thing. We're only in the corner of the map, but our name won't be erased just like that. As he breathes heavily while fighting. This is the one place you can't steal from us. And, of course, all the men behind him go, ah, because they've been cut and they didn't even know it. And then we go to, well, I guess this is, I was looking at the next page, but it's sort of a holdover page. People yell and they say, Commander, the enemy's reached the palace. He says, block off the stairs, I'll go in. And we get a little mini callback to Reuven and Shuri. But why can't I fight? Don't be stupid. If they take you hostage, then our arms are tied. Please be safe, Princess Shuri, says Brooke. It's the guard. Oh, Princess, the garden we strolled through all those times is now burning. As he walks through, and it sure is, well, runs through, I should say. Everything is aflame, and everyone is a-fightin'. The dump where we hung out is ablaze. Mindja Own Beeswax, Mindja Own Beeswax. The corners of the map are shining. Feel your courage slip away, won't you taste my vicious blade? As he cuts more people down. And he runs up the stairs to the castle. Your Majesty, Princess Shuri! And wham! Opens the doors.
Ed.
Yeah, so sitting on the, I guess on the platform there, or on the steps, is a very sinister-looking figure in a military uniform, smoking. And on the ground there, it looks like Princess Shuri with wings and a sword, and her father bleeding on the floor before her. And behind his body, a flame figure with emu eyes. It looks like a giant bird made of emu smoke. Reuben is face down in his own blood, and Brooke just has a blank, shocked look on his face. And we zoom in on Shuri, and she's got blood splattered on her face. And we see a close-up of the sinister figure, and with the cigarette and the chin, it looks a lot like Shiryu from Impel Down. I don't know if that's supposed to be the inference, or maybe that's just a sort of a Oda stock sinister swordsman figure that he likes to use.
Yeah, it reminded. Is it Doberman? Is he the vice admiral who has
some
that?
Some
like,
folks have mentioned.
Yeah, that kind of anvil chin look.
Yeah, equally possible it's someone we don't know.
With the cigarette and the chin and the low hat brim, that's what reminds me of Shiryu.
Well, sure.
And the nose even. Yeah.
But Shuri has something to say. She says, the war is going to be over, Brooke. Aren't you happy? And she gets this crazy look in her eyes as Brooke is sort of stunned. And that's it. To be continued. Are you coming back next week?
No, 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Something I wanted to note, both Shuri and Reuven have both the devil wings and horns. Both of them, too.
Yeah. Right.
So they were both dummy reversied.
Yeah, hers are a little cuter, though.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing we're focusing on.
Also, the figure, I think it's been spoken, looks a lot like Marcus
Mars.
Yeah.
The bird.
The bird.
What was the bird again? I forget the figure. I should know
Oh,
those.
the
I should have looked this
Itsumade
up.
bird.
Yeah, thank you.
Mhm.
Which is certainly possible given their seeming longevity.
But the eyes are giving emu.
But the eyes are sure. I mean, I think it's just more that otherworldly creature kind of.
Yeah.
I think that is what they looked like when they were initially silhouetted, and maybe even when
when
initially
Cobra
revealed, they
saw
have to
them.
look.
Cobra and
Yeah.
Sabo saw them.
Oh.
Yeah. I like that it's almost like it's an impressionistic thing of like maybe there actually was more detail, but like it's so alien to Brooke that this is all his mind can register is just this kind of like wispy, flamey thing.
Remind me, what was Marcus Martin the godhead of?
Environment.
Oh.
Climate change.
Environment.
The environment. Which actually does fit pretty well.
Yeah,
with
does,
the
yeah.
smog. Yeah. I just looked that up because I was just thinking the same thing, Alex. I forgot to actually care about that prior.
The desolation of smog.
Oh.
Well,
And I'm looking at that full body shot of the mystery man, and it looks like he's got like a hat or a hairdo or something. Kind of goes.
Yeah, I thought when I
What's
first turned this page, so this is the example of like standing in line in Costco or whatever you want to use, Alex. I thought it was the king decapitated because the way. Do you see what I mean?
It does look like that.
Yeah,
It does sort of look like that. I did. Yeah, that kind of looked like that.
Because I mean, I got the idea of what happened, basically, to be honest. But yeah, from a distance, it looks like that.
He kind of looks a little bit like Roto too, like
Also,
long shot.
I mean,
also, this piano made it fine. It looks like they couldn't have played this piano the whole time. Let's focus on the real important things here.
I'm guessing because this stuff has happened after the war happened after the kingdom, like after the smog cleared out, and so they must have rebuilt.
I don't know if the smog ever cleared out.
No, it said it did.
It said it did.
Yeah. It did.
On the panel where she dies, it says, and even after the mist lifted, the scars it left were felt deeply by all. So
sorry.
Yeah.
It was not soon enough.
So they probably rebuilt, and that's why Brooke had his guitar, and the piano is there.
That explains it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
because of course they're going to focus on building instruments instead of saving all the poor people in the street.
I mean,
they need an export to import.
It's your identity, yeah.
Or wait, an import to export. Whatever. They need to,
They need to export shit.
They
need an importer exporter.
Their money. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Art Vandelay.
That's who this is. This is Art Vandelay.
Mystery man.
But the big question is, who's this mystery smoker guy?
So
looks like a combination of a million characters because he looks like
he does.
You could say he looks like a brand new character.
He looks like Onigumo. He's so many characters. He's a new character.
I mean, to be fair, this is chapter 1185. How many characters is Oda made up?
1185.
Yeah.
At least. He definitely makes more than one per chapter.
I had a theory about this in the Discord, and I'll just say it here that I think that's Reuven's father. Like we haven't seen Reuven's father. We've heard about him, and he was apparently a terrible ruler, according to Brooke's song. And I guess he must have been terrible enough that Reuven didn't want to hang around the palace, instead wanted to hang out in the trash dump.
True.
I don't know. I mean, obviously there is like a huge chunk of this story missing because this is all told from Brooke's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know, like, what happened the day the Celestial Dragons decided to come to town. But after that, it seems like Reuven, he starts getting scraggly. He starts wearing a messy tank top around. And his hair doesn't look good, and he's unshaven, and he says something has been weighing heavily on his mind. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't really add up here, but this guy, I don't know. I think that the day Celestial Dragons came, maybe the Man Mayor family was like, "Hey, guess what? You're a Man Mayor. You should come with us and be a Celestial Dragon." And that's why Reuven ascended to the throne, because the previous king abdicated himself, I guess.
I think that's possible. And to add to that, I think it was someone in our Discord noted that the outfit is that this
Celestial
mysterious
Dragon
figure.
badges.
It's the Celestial Dragon badges, and specifically the Holy Knight outfit. I think that Garling has is very similar. I mean, to be fair, it's very similar to a lot of things, but it definitely looks like a cross between like the Holy Knight's garb and the garb of like almost what like Brooke is wearing, you know, like the same kind of tassels and so forth.
I like the details of the stripy socks.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, the clown shoes and the socks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's Buggy's dad, obviously.
Oh God.
I'm here just
Please
to stir
no.
a pot, a buggy pot. But, yeah, I mean, this is the main takeaway from the chapter is who the hell is this guy? But thoughts on it generally, Steven?
Yeah, this chapter is a tough one in a variety of ways. Like it's tough to read because there's a lot of it's sad enough, like just on a surface reading, and there's a lot of real gnarly, potential conclusions you could take from, as Alex was saying, like the sort of the parts of the story that were not being told, like the suspicious timeline of Reuven instantly marrying Candel after she's been not seen for many months, and then Shuri was born, and stuff coming after the visit from the Celestial Dragons. So yeah, there's a lot of unsavory implications that you can take away from it. And then it on top of that, it was also particularly tough for me to work on just because there was so much of the song lyrics, which between the specificity of the Kansai Ben and the fact that like there is a through line, there is a theme to the song, but a lot of it kind of seems like sort of random details. It really made me think, and I literally went back to find Cho's YouTube channel just to make sure that it wasn't like another a real life song that Oda heard someone sing and then decided to do like another little sort of indulgent reference to, the same way that he did with the Cat Viper song. And yeah, as it turns out, no, like Cho has not posted a new video in several years, but it has that kind of a feel to me, and so I did have to take a long time, and I did you can definitely tell there's a fair amount of rhyme scheme going on in the lyrics, but it's not like perfect throughout, and so like it took a lot of work to get it into the shape that it is now. So yeah, it was a tough chapter. Although, yeah, the stuff in the throne room with the mystery man is quite intriguing, and it's kind of interesting on two levels, because it's like we know as the readership what a lot of these things mean, although not all of them. But you know that Brooke is like completely flabbergasted, because like this is just total chaos to him, not understanding what this evil possession and all of this stuff is. So yeah, it's interesting. I'm kind of curious if he's going to like figure out more in the flashback that like might like if you compare this to how Brooke reacts to the Domi Reversi stuff in the present day, like does it seem like he does recognize something, or what, now that we're finally here and kind of getting his background? That'd be something interesting to look at. But yeah, pretty brutal chapter.
Marianne?
I have similar thoughts of it's brutal. That end little bit, the like her just looking so cold with the like, the war's gonna be over. Aren't you happy? Like, ugh. Like it's so unnerving, and I'm curious how the hell Brooke gets out of this situation. Like I'm sure I guess we'll probably have one more chapter a flashback of him getting out of it and then joining the Rumbar Pirates. But the stuff with like Kendall, because we knew obviously she's not gonna make it, but I was not expecting an illness, I will say, and it almost like makes it worse if you think about it, of like whatever this strange mist was feels kind of similar a little bit to like the random illness that the Rumbar Pirates get. And then Brooke is yet again dealing with another like thing sweeping the people that he knows. So
they also starved to death, right? I'm trying to remember.
They lost a fight and they had poison tipped arrows, so they all got poisoned and died.
Is that what it is?
Yorkie.
Yes.
Yorkie is
so
the one
long.
that had a weird
sickness.
illness. Yeah.
Is that
but
okay?
we never find out if he truly is dead. In that.
It's been long enough since I've like seen the Brooke backstory that I just didn't. I was like, oh, they all got sick, right? I guess not. Well, but in any case, still, yeah, I don't know. It's a rough chapter. I also like. I can't wait to see this animated with like voiceover, because I'm a sucker for a like montage where somebody's talking over it and we're seeing a happy past. I'm a sucker for that shit, and I'm like,
especially with music.
Yeah, it's gonna.
I was thinking about how you should be feeling.
I know. I'm thinking about that, and I'm like, oh, I want to hear the song and what they did. I realized halfway through when I was doing it that I unintentionally the Mindja Own Beeswax is 100% Boku wa Doctor. Like, I didn't do that on purpose. It was just a song that, like, I was like, what melody? I don't know that. But yeah, I don't know. It's.
I like the jazzy.
It works, but I didn't intend on doing that. It was like, as I said, I did it a couple of times and went, no, why does it sound familiar? Shit. Oh well. But yeah. I don't know. It's a good chapter, but ooh, my heart.
Steve?
Yeah, another tragic backstory.
For the books.
Another tragic backstory has hit the tragic tower.
Why? Oh, you missed our
You weren't even here for that.
No, you were.
Oh, really?
Actually, no, nor was anyone else, because we were recording that part. But yeah, go ahead.
I think the first thing that's on my mind here is Candel. Fridging.
Well,
yet another dead mom.
What? Yeah. Well, it's like, I knew this character was going to die, but I was like, man, she's a badass sword fighter. And
that's how she goes out.
She got Kawina'd, Well, Kawina's, I don't really.
She got Usopp's mommed.
I would say, yeah, Usopp moms, because I feel like Kawina, that whole death is about just the fragility of life and how things just happen. So I don't roll my eyes at that story. But at this point, I was like, did she have to? Like, I felt like it's like, was she too OP to the point where you had to write her off? Because it's like, would she put up too much of a fight? I don't know. I got to see how the rest of this plays out, but I kind of really wish she was still, like, even if she was Domi reversied and kind of taken down here, I would have, I maybe I would have preferred that. I don't know. It just felt like her dying is just so, it just comes and goes so quick that, like, it wasn't even devastating for me. It was kind of just like, it's like, and she dies here and moving on. And I was like, I don't know.
I think the problem with it is that we haven't really gotten to know her that well.
I think we spent like the least amount of time with her.
They went, look how cool she is, dead.
Yeah, I mean, like, I wouldn't necessarily, I don't know. I'll wait until my turn.
I don't know. I guess it's because I know, like, Reuven is the one with the stronger connection here to Brooke. I don't know. I just feel I'm just a little disappointed because I thought Candel was like, wow, like, this is like a cool new female character that feels different. She dresses different. and she's a strong fighter, and she doesn't really get to fight. It's reminding me of like Rebecca. It's like, wow, what a great warrior. She's fighting this Colosseum. And then Kyros is like, no, you must never fight again until I start training you when we cut to around the world during Egghead. So I'm just always kind of just baffled by this. So I'm a bit disappointed. I'm not totally being like throwing this out like this sucks. This was a terrible chapter. But it was disappointment, and not in the way I think that I think you want to be. Like, yeah, you want to be disappointed that this character dies, but it's a given. You're a parent figure in a flashback. You're not, unless you're Saul, I guess at this point now, like you're not living past these black gutters here. But I don't know. I was just bummed. I'm like, this is all you could do with this character, because I don't even feel like her death moves like anything along or inspires like any change. The inevitable is still happening. Like the world government still shows up, unless this whole mist was a ploy to take her out, because clearly this is a government psyop. I think the government sent a big mist over the island to kill a bunch of its people. Visit my website at www.spariosandinsidejob.com. And finding out what Marcus Mars, like reminding us what he's the god science person title, those title, whatever he is again. I think there is a connection there, and this could very well be him here.
Are you saying poison gas can't kill hot queens, just like jet fuel can't melt steel beams?
Let me go back and think of all the times poison didn't kill men.
Well, you're right.
Poison gas didn't kill Geen and Baratier.
Poison literally
didn't kill Luffy.
all of the Rumbar pirates.
Yeah, poison.
And they were all men.
It did kill all
It
them.
has to be flashbacks. You can't. It's apples and oranges when you're comparing present day. To be fair.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Does poison gas kill people in flashbacks? I think is the.
I don't know. Well, I said I'm really bummed that Kandel felt like a kind of breath of fresh air, but then it's just like, nah, you just get more. Here's some more Shuris. Here's some more teenage girls. So I'm just bummed. I really was hoping for more. That's why. And that's me hoping. That's not me getting angry like this is not how it went, how I predicted. It's just a bummer, and like I said, and not in the way I feel like it's not the sadness that I think is intentional. But I think other than that, like I think this is a great chapter for Brooke, like is continued like optimism through all of this, just playing music. We've seen all this before. He's done this so many times, and then to then jump a page and he's like a total badass slicing down government guys. This flashback is doing wonders for him. It's really great to see. And then like the last page, I think one of the better cliffhangers I've seen a chapter end on right before like a break or something in a while. I think there's just so much on this last page here to just chew on here. So very satisfying. Again, like what, 17 pages, basically a full chapter here. So that's always a treat. But yeah, it's a bummer, and I'm curious like what is going to be, like a dangling little carrot here, or any like threads Otis setting up here, or how much we're looking too much into it. But to me, like I'm in the camp that I feel like this poison mist is totally, the government putting the screws to this kingdom. But it makes me curious, like who Reuven's father was, and since they weren't involved in the world government, it makes me wonder if the former king went to the world government and been like, it's like, hey, like, well, that's it. Well, I keep forgetting the detail with the ship crash landing there. It's amazing how quickly that was kind of just, mentioned and brushed over, and that feels like a bigger deal. So I wonder what happened there and if we're going to see some of that. And maybe Reuven's father just isn't important at all. Maybe it was just the celestial dragon saw this kingdom and they'd be like, I want it, or something. But still, it's good. It's a great chapter. Just a little disappointing for like a potential new great character who feels like is gone all too soon. I think we've only had Candel for about a few chapters, I think.
Well, I mean, from that standpoint, we had her as long as we had Reuven, but
Yeah.
he got like killed in a more epic way.
That's the thing, yeah, more of a dramatic way.
Yeah.
I mean,
almost kind of feel.
we also don't know
what happened to Candle.
What happened. We're probably we might see her again and figure out what her deal is, because there's a lot that is unsaid and a lot that's hinted at. And
yep.
Yeah.
Such as?
What do you mean such as? Like
Alex,
no.
Steve, did you have anything else you wanted to mention about the chapter before we?
No, I was like,
okay. Alex, yeah, go for it.
I wanted to hear.
Okay, so we're gonna assume that off the cuff, we're gonna assume that she trained so she could be as close to him as possible, and that him is Reuven, right? That's an easy thing to assume. It could be someone else. It could be Emu. She could be a psyop.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't necessarily think that's great storytelling. We'll see what happens, but there's that. We don't know what like this entire there is a void century in this chapter. Yeah. There's a void century sized hole.
Absolutely.
That Brooke just sort of glosses over. He basically is just like, oh yeah, by the way, one time celestial dragons came and your mom was fatigued for a while, and then she got married to your dad and had you. Wow. Now,
what a weird series of events.
What a weird series of events that seems totally normal.
Also, isn't it great that she looks just like her mom?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just going to mention that as well. Yeah.
And she's got two different colored eyes for some reason.
Something that
heterochromia.
But like heterochromia that clearly is not present in Reuven or Candel. So.
Yeah, we talked about this on the Discord, and I'm not gonna. Yeah, it's.
It's
pretty safe
probably,
to say.
Yeah, it probably has to be broached a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, the trigger warning of it all, I guess,
is here. This is the trigger warning. So
yes.
Skip ahead.
Yeah. Basically the same beat. I'm thinking initially my thought was the same beat as the Kuma flashback.
Right.
Given the implication of Bonnie's parentage.
Correct.
For Shuri's. And that's why Reuven is also really sour, because this isn't, he knows everything, basically. I don't know. This is the problem with a huge chunk missing from this is that now we are to speculate the worst. And I hate that so much. My thing about Candel potentially being fridged is that for me, I wasn't really. This flashback for me was basically like, great. I want to figure out what Brooke and Shuri's thing is. Like, I want to see their relationship. Candel is a very cool looking character. She's like Nami, but she has blobby hair. That's cool. And she uses a sword.
Yeah.
And she dresses really nice.
Yeah, she doesn't dress provocatively like every other woman a character in One Piece. The thing that the thing that I got the most out of this is Brooke and Shuri's relationship, which I think is really great. Yes. And I think that has really been that's the highlight of this chapter by a lot. I know, Steve, you kind of glossed over it and was like, yeah, we get teenage Shuri, whatever. Right. I mean, But I mean, I think that's like the best part of this chapter. I think that's this really, it makes their meeting in the future that much more heartbreaking. Not just because she killed his, you know, his mentor and best friend, but also because they had like this, he basically raised her, you know? He's like another father figure to her.
He's the cool big brother, basically.
Yeah. I just want to make mention that I'm not annoyed that characters are teenagers. It's more like
I am.
It's more like, how can I put this bluntly? The woman who wears pants is killed, but the teenage girl who doesn't wear pants is
sure,
very prevalent in the story.
No, I get it. I mean,
it's kind of more like an eye roll. Like, okay, man.
Well, that's also completely unsurprising because whackety schmackety do, that's Oda. You know, why am I not surprised? You know, it's for me, I'm like, yeah, okay.
But we also
again,
knew
whatever.
to begin with that. I mean, Gunko, we know is, you know, there.
Yes,
this is
Gunko's
how it had to have
defining
been. Yeah.
character design is that, and
yes.
which
is problematic minimally.
I feel like it's gonna. I think it's gonna tie to Brooke.
It does already. Like it's, and I guess it's sort of like, okay, we get it.
We did mention that, to be fair, when Gunko first showed up and there was any connection to Brooke, we're like, oh, perfect.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have to ask.
Like, I guess if I have any issue with this chapter is that it should have been 2 chapters. I feel like it could have been a little more patient. Or maybe it's because I'm just like, I want to know where this missing chunk is.
I think it's on purpose.
In order to reveal what happened later or whatever.
Yeah.
But I wonder now, like, are we going to get like a different flashback for all the different godheads all the 5 elders? They're just going to be involved in, you know.
I don't think it's that. I think,
probably not, but
they're pretty major figures in the world and they're going to show up.
Yeah.
I wonder if there was any kind of deal cut with the celestial dragons. Is, you know, we'll take out the king, we'll recognize you in the world government, you know, put you in power.
Yeah.
I feel like that.
But in return, something's going to happen at some point down the line. And that something is a Caesar-like gas has taken out all the instruments and made everybody sick and kills Kendall, who might have actually died fighting.
We really don't know. And if there are, I mean, I think at this point there's like a 60-40 chance that, for me at least, that she has more nefarious intentions potentially, or at the very least is more connected to the government than it seems.
Yeah, because she was the one who did not have any interiority in the previous chapters. Like we saw all of Reuven and Brooke and all of their, you know, their thoughts, but not hers. She was always kind of distant.
Sort of been a little mysterious in that way. And something that gave me pause is, you know, Brooke is like, oh yeah, by the way, let me tell you about this thing that happened where this ship came aboard and we've never seen this type of authority figure before. And then Shuri immediately just says, oh, the celestial dragons. Like she has heard of them before. Like
I think. Oh, go ahead,
like
Alex.
I mean, I feel like there's got to be some sort of weird connection, right? Like there's something fishy about that in particular.
Yeah, I want to say specifically, like, I have waffled back and forth today while, you know, after reading this chapter, trying to digest it, because my first instinct, Alex, I think, was the content warning one. It was the fact that this is a repeat of the Ginny Kuma. But for me that's like that puts a pit in my stomach for that, and also like, oh come on, you're gonna repeat a beat, like that's that's the thing. I don't have faith with Oda when it comes to the thing that we mentioned before.
Yes,
however, I do have faith in Oda when it comes to generally knowing not. Sanji's second flashback aside, he usually avoids similar story beats like that, like especially when they're like kind of the crux of it, which makes me think.
And so close together, because the Kuma flashback is relatively recent.
Yeah, and it was the same kind of deal. So that makes me think it is likelier than not a red herring in that we are supposed to. And this something recently, I remember. The stuff with where we thought the arc might be almost ending a month or two ago, before Emu kind of makes his debut. This feels similar. It feels like, okay, we're putting a pin in this, but we're not really. Like, you're supposed to think we're moving on from this point, which the point being Candel. And I am like fixated on the line from the penultimate page of the last chapter, 1184, where we're reintroduced to Candel, who, remember, we had been introduced to on that initial flashback page, but she gets another Oda box here, and says, and this is after finding out about Brook and all that, "I'm not angry at you, Prince Reuven. I'm simply asking that you be more mindful of your royal position." She just sounds like such a narc, and I don't know, I don't have another way to put that. Like, she's like, dude, you gotta do your job. Like, that doesn't sound like someone infatuated with him. That, like, it's supposed to be potentially, interpreted as, I care about you, so don't put yourself in dangerous situations. But that's not what she's saying here. She's saying you should not hang out with scum when you're supposed to be projecting the idea of a prince. And that's what I'm getting there. And just her general aura does feel, and the fact that she kind of looks like the typical, like, oh, she's beautiful, she's this, is a great red herring to, oh, she can't be in league with celestial dragons who are all ugly and awful. I think at this point, sitting here today, I mean, first of all, we're judging a book that we've read half of, which I always say this, but particularly now feels like it's like we're at, like, I'm in the middle of the book and I'm saying this book is great or this book is terrible. Either way, I'm wrong because I've only read half. But I think, given what we know, I am extremely suspect of Candel. Like, I think I was like, the end of last chapter, it was that, but also then she calls Brook adorable on the next page, so she can't be evil. Evil people never think kids are cute. But, like, there's enough doubt, and, like, I feel like I know kind of what Oda does these days with, like, these kind of red herrings. He really enjoys them. That's his favorite freaking literary device. He loves throwing curveballs. We know that, guys, right? So, like, that's why I am more optimistic. That said, even if she is off screen, I 100% agree with Alex that she is not the focus of this as much as we would love her to be, because I do agree she's a cool character design.
She's cool.
Different personality, but
I just feel like we just need, like, that's why I wanted 2 chapters, because that way at least her death would have some sort of, like, oh, we get more for character development. We get more of who she is. We get these couple pages where she's training Brook and they're kind of cute, but
Brook's awful humor. If there's one thing I was
going to say, she said, I need to beat some manners and civility, and she's like, oh, well, you clearly didn't beat him enough.
Yes. Yeah, the part that I found cringiest was the typical Brook humor as an 11. He's 11, right? As an 11-year-old, which, look, I guess an 11-year-old is crass and awful. That isn't 11-year-olds think pretty awful things. Just watch out for 11-year-olds, everyone. But still, it was not fun to read those parts personally. And then that combined with the potential implicit, like, sexual assault, it's like crazy that this chapter I could either interpret to be fantastic or just, like, gut-wrenching in a bad way, like, simultaneously. It's because we don't really know what the context for a lot of this is. As you said, there's a void century in this chapter, Alex.
Yeah.
100% agree.
I mean, that aside, like, man, all the music stuff I really liked.
Yes.
The songs were, I mean, Steven, this is
Marianne did a great job.
I'm looking at, I mean, great job with the melody. Fantastic. Steven, I'm looking through this chapter and I'm like, oh God, this is like, I'm looking at how many dialogue boxes there are and it feels like your worst fucking nightmare.
I think I turned it in at like 12:30 or something. Like, like I worked on it all day.
Was this why you weren't on the, did I like ask if you wanted to be on and you were like no, and I'm assuming this is part of the reason, or did it come in later for last week's tier?
No.
The man has a life outside of work. Zach.
No one has a life outside the One Piece podcast. We don't exist outside. We just disappear when this goes off.
Yeah, I mean, this would drive me fucking crazy. But so I think he did a really great job with these songs, and I wonder, I mean, what this is going to look like in the anime.
Yeah,
which is
I am super
could hit a lot harder. That's always.
I think it certainly will.
Music cues tend to do that.
And you could also live with these characters a lot longer in the anime. Like they could really do. Like each of these little vignettes could actually be a lived-in moment. I
want to bring up some of the art here because, or at least some of like the actions that are happening. I'm kind of going through it now, and the nice thing about looking at it on my monitors versus a phone is that there's a lot of little at Costco. There's a lot of little details that I think are really kind of fun. Like when Brook is fighting his way through the town and going up to the palace, a second to last spread. When he's sort of dancing like and spinning through these guys and fighting them, and it's kind of like you can see how he moves, how whimsically he fights, even in like the threat of danger. And it's such a great, I mean, this has been a real long time coming for Brook to get like such a robust flashback like this. And the one thing that like I kept thinking about like all week, like was why now give us this Brook flashback? Like I don't know if Shuri was always in the cards like as a character for Oda. I mean, who even knows? But like it was so late in the game to have a hey, here's Brook's history type thing, and I don't know. See a Davy.
I think the fact. Look, all that stuff is always possible.
He's got a Blackbeard like nose. I feel like
that shit is always on the table. But I will say, I think the reason why now is because I think Shuri, I don't think has always been on the table, but I do think Oda has always planned that his past involved a greater world government thing that he wanted to go into.
Yes, there's definitely been. I mean, from day one, like when Brook joins the crew, he says, "I've been in this convoy, like in a kingdom." So there's always was going to be this faction of his past. I don't know. It just seems like at some point, he's like, where am I going to put this? If Brook is a Davy, I'm not going to be mad about it, just because there's. But I feel like the inclusion of this flashback after we have opened up the Pandora's box of, well, the government killed all these different people, including the Davy clan and the Buccaneers and yada yada yada, and everything is sort of tied into this celestial dragon brouhaha they do every year, hunt the rabbits. I feel like I don't know. There's a lot I want to say, but I can't. I don't think I can because there's so much of this puzzle that's missing.
I do agree. I agree that we are kind of past the point of like shock and disappointment of like, oh my God, this character is this now. Like it's happened so many times that the shock value is kind of worn off for me.
Yeah, I'll go out on a limb and I'm going to say I don't really think it's about Brook's connection to the world government. I think the fact that we're holding off to this moment is Brook's connection to this kingdom.
Yes.
And
it just happens to sort of coincide with all the events that are sort of happening. And
And he's had like during Whole Cake Island and during, I'm trying to remember what his reaction in Sabaody was with the Celestial Dragons, because he was there for that.
He didn't have one really, right?
I don't
remember him having one. And
look
yeah,
back at those
I do think that maybe you can't tell this story without having known all the stuff that happens in God Valley, or the stuff with Emu possessing people and Domi Reversi. I mean, I think that maybe that's the reason why that's such an integral part of this story.
I think we're going to find out in the next chapter exactly why, but yeah.
Did Steve, you mentioned that I totally forgot about this, that they weren't a member of the world government, Asperia? Initially?
I thought they were.
I said that, and I kind of, maybe I'm just getting things like Elbath mixed up. I can't remember if this kingdom was affiliated with them or not.
If they didn't pay the tribute, then they would be unaffiliated.
Yeah,
right.
So they would not be under the protection.
But I guess what I was wondering is, until the Celestial Dragons washed up shore, were they a member of the world government already?
Yeah, they were, I believe.
I mean, they're a kingdom,
otherwise,
I guess.
they were, because they were having that discussion in this chapter about like, oh, if we don't do this, we'll be unaffiliated, and then this will happen, and this will happen.
Oh, okay.
And I think
because maybe it makes sense, because I realize not everyone knows what a celestial dragon is. So when them, it's like, oh, a weird ship showed up. I'm like, have they not heard of the
I guess
government?
that's true. I guess that not everybody knows who the celestial dragons are. And I mean, the other thought I had today was Reuven's family name is Manmayer, right? Like, I mean, I think that's what I was kind of getting at with this mystery figure, that his father came back and was like, all right, but why? I guess is
Is there
the
a
big
pun
question
with
is why.
Manmayer and Beethoven that we could do, since we have the Ludwig?
Probably not. But I mean, I guess the other thing too is like, what's the deal with Shuri and Emu, right? Because all this is tying to Emu. Like, Emu needs a new body, right? I think maybe that's what's sort of inferred here. The problem is we don't know what the fuck is going on with Emu. Like, why is Emu? and I think that, like, for me, it's like, oh, I guess this whole thing has been orchestrated into like, oh, well, Shuri is a very talented sword fighter and apparently has observation hockey and very, very like great warrior. And maybe that's part of the reason. Like, maybe Kendall was in on it the whole time and was like, oh yeah, well, let's, the more I look back at these Candel panels, from I'm gonna fashion you a new soldier, Emu, and then you can use that as your body. Great one, or whatever. Emu
has Usopp's I can't land on this island disease.
Okay, that's something we got to do. That's a title somehow. Wow. Anyway, I have no more thoughts on this because they're all jumbled. They're all like all over the place. It's a crazy chapter, and I liked it. But I need the rest of it.
I didn't say my full thoughts. I mean, I said some of my thoughts.
Yeah,
so I'll be quick though. I'm just like looking at 1183 and even like her first entrance. Like I could totally read her as being evil very easily. So, well, look, I'm either 100% right or 100% wrong. Either way, I'm going to probably sound like an idiot, so it's fine. But I look forward to seeing what happens and then forming an opinion about this flashback somewhat based on that.
It's not like we've ever had an extended discussion about whether a character was good or evil.
Exactly. We've never done that. We've never talked about whether characters are really dead or not dead. Yeah. We've never been wrong about anything in the past. Check the records. If Delaney had all the time in the world, she would then make a montage of every single time we were wrong, which would take 80 years.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Okay, so I just went back to her first appearance, this little Oda box.
1183, that one?
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, very clearly.
No, the one, if you go before that too, just like the part where you don't see her eyes, the page before. I don't know. It just, what a beautiful performance, that one.
Oh, she's very clearly a woman of discerning tastes when it comes to Now, the thing that gives me pause here too is that like, and this also brings Steve's point into motion here, and it's this 70 years ago, the kingdom of Hesperia harbored 2 great stars, so they really make a point in singling out Brooke and Candel as
correct
as these big characters.
Yes.
And the fact that Candel did get like a little underbaked and off so quickly is suspect.
Yeah, it's suspect is the word.
It's definitely like, and it feels on purpose. It doesn't feel like it. The fact that she was made such a great deal of, and then is sort of like killed off screen like that, and a lot of like, and a lot of what she has done and been a part of has been sort of hand waved away just by 3 sentences by Brooke is weird, and I don't think that it's a measure of bad writing. I think it's like what Zach said, the red herring aspect of this.
I'll say if it ends up being that way, then
I certainly hope it's a red herring, because otherwise it does suck a little bit.
Yeah, it does suck. Because when I first read it, I had the same. Because
when you read it all in one go, then it's like, okay, yeah, she's gonna be important, and then I guess not. Weird.
Yeah. I had the same feeling like, oh, she just got fridged, and what are we doing here even? Like, is this just... No, that was my first... I'm saying that was my first reading of it. But like the more I thought about it, like first discussing about like, okay, the relationship with the Celestial Dragons, they're obviously doing like a morning sickness inference that's supposed to exist there. And then, I mean, we've already talked about this. So I think the fact that there is that void century in this chapter leaves, I don't want to say hope that she's evil and really defiles her legacy. Like, I do think there is hope for this character having some literative, actual narrative closure. Versus right now, I feel like it is just very poor writing. It
seems more of a weird plot device than anything else. But to what end? Because like there's
it's too suspicious. It's too suspicious to me.
And whenever Oda does a flashback, there's always some point to it. There's not a single like character flashback that I think is bad. Even Senior Pink has his moments, Zach. So
he worked at a bank.
He works at a bank, for example.
I think
okay. So I think that like Oda would have to really fuck this up big time. Like if he were to just kind of go through the motions like that and not have something else planned for this character at some point.
I think what would work for either a red herring or conversely, if it ends up being like this, is that you could kind of tell he is trying to move through this flashback. I'm sure it is in his brain. This is the second flashback of the arc. We're away from Luffy for this period of time. This is going on. So, but it is a Straw Hats flashback. And so I am sure he's also cognizant for that reason that it does need, and the fact that we go back to Brooke when he was little, 11 or whatever it is I think indicative that we are not going to be breezing through this. I'm not saying this is going to last forever, but I think that the details do matter, and I think that Oda, I'll put my faith in Oda here and say that I'm hopeful that is. Anyway, my thoughts
thing that sucks about doing this week to week, honestly.
It is, and I talk about that a lot. Like I kind of wish that we could marathon through it sometimes. I mean, there is the community aspect of reading it week to week that is so cool and great, but then there's stuff like this where it's like this is the prime example of a chapter that I feel like is like almost it is and it's not meant to be read week to week. Like Steve said, the cliffhanger in this is one of the best I think we've had in a while.
No, it's really great, and part of the fact is we don't know who the fuck that is in the background.
I think the fact that I am crossing my fingers is not someone or a relative of someone that we know. I think would be great.
Care anymore. I don't care anymore. I just want
it to be some douche. But if not, I think the fact that if it is Reuven's father, I think that works narratively. Particularly, I think it works super well narratively if it's his father because of the song that we first see Brooke singing on the trash heap about the king sucking and all that. And I think that would really, really bring this, I think, together a lot more cohesively. And so I am hoping that, and particularly if Candel is like this agent, like of the, I don't know, like that whole, like if Reuven's father and his wife are both working against him, that's a tragedy.
That's tragic shit.
That's tragic as shit. And then his daughter kills him, like, or at least his adopted daughter, foster daughter.
That means the only person in his life that was ever really true to him was Brooke.
It's Brooke. And that feels like a One Piece flashback. The other thing I was thinking, it really does. Think about it. The other thing about One Piece flashbacks.
Don't trust your dad. Don't trust your wife. Don't trust your daughter.
Yeah, they're all trying to murder you, or they're going to get hallucinated into murdering you.
Trust the kid from the trash heap.
Yeah, always trust the kid from the trash. It's the real family is found family. That is a One Piece theme, certainly. And the other thing that we really get in flashbacks that we haven't like quite seen the full extent of here is, and I'm sure Oda will deny this to the ends of the earth, is the political overtones and the historic analogs that we often get with these. I was really thinking of Law's, the white lead disease poisoning kind of thing for some reason with this flashback a lot. And there are so many real world parallels to that, not just with lead poisoning, but a lot of, similar things. And with this one, I think we're going to get that, but we haven't gotten that yet. So that also, and I think we all know, as Steve said, Asperia is an insidejob.com. But like for serious,
I didn't say that. Jesse Ventura said that.
Oh, sorry. But for that reason, it does. I mean, this is obviously, I think, to the reader, we're all reading like, oh, the government is doing this shit. Obviously, the question is why, to what end, and what, for me at least, what political and historical analog is Oda drawing here, or which combination of them. It's very interesting. And again, the week to week problem, but like the deterioration of this kingdom. Is this supposed to be like acid rain too in the middle of this?
It kind of looks like that a little bit,
yeah.
But
because everyone's clothes are tattered. I don't know if it's just because shit is going bad or because of the smog.
I mean, if the instruments rotted, I can't see why their clothes wouldn't rot too.
Yeah.
It's super fascinating.
It's not like they asked Vegapunk or Caesar or somebody to just be like, hey, I need you to make a mist that just like destroys musical instruments. It's like
unless they did.
The Blue Meanies. Yeah. It's the Blue Meanies. It's the Blue Meanies did this. I think that's the going back, like Oda's cribbing from Yellow Submarine yet again with the quartet, trio, duet, solo.
The aliens from Mars Attacks. Didn't they get killed by music or what is something?
Now you've hit on a childhood fear of mine. Mars Attacks. Anyway. No, that's all I have to say. We've talked a lot. I'm just like endlessly fascinated by the level of how this could go completely wrong narratively, how this could go completely right narratively, which would probably be in a bad place for everyone in the story. But like, this is, at the end of the day, going to be a story about Shuri and Brooke, because it's a story about Shuri and Brooke, because it's Brooke talking about his relationship with Shuri to the Straw Hats.
Yeah.
So,
and it's endearing. It endeared me to Shuri. I really like Shuri a lot.
Yes, I do too. I agree with you though. I feel like more time would have helped, because really her traits being I want to marry Brooke and I can't speak eloquently. I don't know if she had. I feel like there could be more meat on the bones.
Well, no,
but...
I think you're missing the big one though, which is she wants to be like her mother. And
yes.
And that might play into who she eventually becomes.
That's true. I mean, like a lot of, maybe you could do that with like Shirahoshi, but like I'm trying to think. There are a lot of characters whose moms die, and they, are trying to step into that role. Rebecca is a terrible example of everything, but that's just a general statement. That'll do it for the manga recap. Let's move on into some piece together. This is the Piece Together segment where we take your questions, comments, theories, and determine whether you could land on this segment disease exists. Alex?
What? Diz piece.
Look, they're not going to all be winners, Steven. They're not going to all be winners.
Yeah. Law of averages.
Right.
Murphy's
We've got a fair amount of big disc pieces for this episode, so let's just get right to it. Sam the Kokoyashi Drunk says, rewatching the One Piece Grand Gourmet trailer. I can just imagine if Emu was in this game, the kind of bullshit he's going to demand you make for him. So who is asking for the most absurd meal and what are they asking for?
Ooh. I mean, celestial dragons are a very good starting point for most ridiculous meals.
Yeah.
Bald eagle.
I mean, who would ask for a sockeye salmon with the with a punched out eye?
Mr. Seven.
Mr. Seven.
Mr. Seven.
Mr. Seven.
Who is like the most like fastidious, like Mr. 3 might be a good answer too.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Galdino.
Yeah. And he's Italian, so he actually like knows his food. Although if he has the wax, doesn't
anybody else have
I'm thinking
answers?
of the Simpsons thing with the wax for the spice. To stop him from tasting it.
Galdino Spumoni. All right. Dimmadome says, hi, OPP. What a chapter, a true banger, solid yo-ho-ho out of 10. Since I imagine you covered it in great lengths already, let me instead touch on something completely unrelated then. I have a couple thoughts starting with our very first and long-nosiest god on the crew, God Usopp. His purpose in the story of Dressrosa seems to me to be very similar to the role of Nika, both being the symbol of hope for the imprisoned and being hailed as a god as a consequence. Now, if we assume devil fruits to be truly man-made synthetic objects capable of capturing ideas and concepts into tangible body alterations, if they had access to the technology, there is a non-zero chance for some diehard believer to one day build a mythical human fruit model Longnose in the image of the tales of a proud warrior of the sea. Anyone holding their breath for a clown nose zone? Anyway, it appears to me further that devil fruits share some characteristics with time capsules, so that in the case of, say, 2 world-ending events, people still had remnants of what once was. Imagine if whatever stopped the first world and heralded the second also wiped out giraffes. Boom. Kaku's fruit eternalizes them. Granted, it works best on mythical zones, as they are mostly folk tales that can be easily lost without people telling them, like the Phoenix, Buddha, or the Sun God, not so much Logia types. But yeah, though the time capsule part might be getting into tinfoil hat territory, I do believe God Usopp's and Nika's influence to be intentional parallels. If there was such a devil fruit, I wonder what their abilities would look like.
What's the next question, Alex? That's a joke.
Hold on, no, this is good.
That was a joke.
All I can say is that if giraffes went extinct, then they would be a mythical zoan.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Or ancient. It might be like
ancient.
Oh, yeah.
Kirin, another Kirin fruit. I think that devil fruit power would just be the ability to say anything to anybody and they would believe you. Like,
ooh,
yeah. The human model god.
I do like the idea that according this theory could be taken to the extent that everyone has eaten a devil fruit, but they all have like real world not obvious effects, and also they could swim for some reason.
I did think about how cool it is the other day that that like in Skypiea and to many people in Dressrosa, Usopp is seen as some sort of a god. And it's sort of like, yeah, the most, like, maybe the most powerful, like, the main character, I guess, and then the least powerful main character are both seen as gods by different people, which I think is very cool. Anyway, Matt R. says, "Hey, OPP, I'm a new Patreon member, but have been listening since Zoe. I love all the work you guys do. I'm a 37-year-old guy from Chicago, and I started watching One Piece during the 4Kids run. I love all the Simpsons references you do as well as the home movies references. I don't have a chapter-specific question, but if the right people are on the podcast this week, can I get Walter and Perry giving their thoughts on the chapter? I appreciate all the work you guys do." Well, Matt R., I think it would sound a little...
Steve plunged to the unmute button. I just like...
it would sound a little something like this.
Which one's Walter and which one's Perry again?
Does not matter.
Walter's the one with the clown hair, and Perry is the one that has the glasses.
Okay.
Right?
I think.
Which one's the John Benjamin one, and which one's the Brendan Small one?
I could kind of tell when I'm listening.
It feels like it's been done before.
Brendan is Perry, and John Benjamin's Walter, so I think...
Yes.
What are we talking about again?
The chapter.
Don't overthink this.
Yeah. I thought it was a fine chapter. I just wish
I don't think they should have killed the mom, though.
Yeah, don't kill the mom. Never kill the moms.
Mars needs moms.
Mars needs moms.
You said it too.
Mars needs moms.
It's a movie.
Brendan's mom's hot.
Scene.
There we go. Okay,
wasn't Brendan, it's Fenton's mom.
Marcus Mars needs moms.
Oh, Fenton's mom.
Marcus
no,
Mars
Fenton's
needs moms. I'm shocked you didn't say that.
But that's going to happen. Watch that actually happen. That's going to be a plot point. Marcus Mars needs moms.
The boys need a new mommy. Marcus Mars needs a new mommy.
Meow.
What's a legendary bird guy gonna do when he needs a new mommy?
Matt R., I hope you like Venture Brothers references too. All right, Reverse Eyes Wax says, obviously phony plague. Beeswax chapter as always, and one that has me eyeing my red string conspiracy board. It seems pretty sus that the big Itsumare plague bird shows up at the end of the chapter featuring the big evil plague fog. I wonder if the mysterious fatigue that hit Kendall after the Celestial Dragons showed up was some kind of precursor to the instrument eroding fog. Between the country they allude to being destroyed in this chapter, Esperia, God Valley, Thriller Bark, and O'Hara, it sure seems like someone has it out for the West Blue. What could it be? The mob? The evils of transponder snail radiation? Whatever fucked up place Lafitte comes from? Feel free to speculate wildly why this West Side story is so tragic.
Good. More West Side Story references.
Wow.
I wonder if it's just a coincidence. Like, I mean, we know East Blue is the most peaceful of the seas, so it like kind of makes sense that. But also, we don't hear about the places that are disappeared for the very reason that they have been disappeared.
I do think that like
there's that.
I do think that like that the scuttlebutt in Esperia is they disappeared a whole kingdom or whatever. So I don't know. I think that's kind of
he did say like it's a kingdom that doesn't exist anymore. That could also mean just that, there's no one living there. Like it's been eradicated in the traditional sense versus
eradicated
the thing from the sky, coming down and wiping it off the face of the earth. Like it could mean something closer to O'Hara or even just a place deteriorating until there's nothing.
I didn't even think about Marcus Mars using Itsumade powers to make the fog. I just assumed it was...
What does an Itsumade do?
It's a yokai, so just
whatever you
Creeps
want.
people out. Yeah.
It fridges moms.
It does.
Yeah.
It's just specific. Marcus Mars needs moms because he keeps fridging them.
I mean, that's a really good point,
for my
Steve.
collection.
Steven, that's actually a really good point. I feel like since they're all based on yokai, except for the sandworm, I guess, they should all just be like, boo. That's their powers. Just this yokai are just here to scare us. They don't actually mean us any harm. All right. This one's from Slay It Ain't So. Hello, my fellow mamas and papas. Oh, man, we didn't do a mamas and the papas reference. That would have been good, too. Shit.
Yeah, our parents would have loved it.
That's true.
Well, I never. Aren't you happy? And then there's an Oni emoji. You should be. It's Pride Month. Brooke really walked in on something like that famous scene / GIF from Community.
Actually, yes.
Yeah.
Also a good reference.
The worst timeline.
Yeah.
Curious to see what happened there. Guess we'll need another flashback and a flashback. And look at Boa try to cook for Luffy on the cover. She's trying, which makes me think, what meal are y'all good at cooking? Wait, that seems familiar. I think I'm getting Slayja Vu. I asked that question weeks ago. Oopsie poopsie. Under a proper question, how would the world government and or Marines celebrate Pride Month? Have a good spits up blood. Great week. Stupid fog.
I'm sorry that you're going through that fog.
How would the world government and or Marines celebrate Pride Week?
They put rainbow things on stuff and then just murder people for their beliefs.
I don't think the world government would celebrate it. I think the Marines would try to.
Right.
And it would be
pretend,
just
yeah.
the Marine flag with a rainbow.
Right.
And they'd be like, all right, cool.
You know who would really celebrate is Sword, though? Because Sword is just...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sword is just made up of queer characters.
They'd have a parade and there's a picture and it's like Kobe and Helmeppo and the newspaper article says local gays show their pride.
I saw where that joke was going and I let it happen.
Thank you.
Yeah. There's your episode image.
There it is.
I assume.
All right. Straw Hat Pirate 9. Very apt user. I mean, they chime in every now and again, but yeah, definitely apt this time around. God, poor Brooke, that last page hurt. So Emu used Domi Reversi on both Shuri and Reuven, bastard. I do love having these chapters to read while Shuri / Gunko makes her appearance in the anime. Oh yeah, I guess she showed up this week.
Mm-hmm.
Sailor Karna says, "Hey OPP, how's it going? Are you enjoying the insert sports event here? Between the NBA Finals and the World Cup, I was able to not be spoiled. However, I did see that people are tired of the flashbacks. How? What are your thoughts on the flashbacks? Personally, I'm for them."
Yeah.
I'm assuming they mean the flashbacks within this particular story arc.
I mean, the fact that this is related to a Straw Hat, I'm just very invested into it.
Yes.
So.
I think this is not going to be a straight on answer. It's going to be a gay answer. It's not going to be a straight answer. No.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride. But seriously, the flashbacks are always great. Even the worst flashback is great. Senor Pink. But it definitely does kill the momentum of the arc you're in, no matter what the flashback is. The longer the flashback and the less related a flashback is to that arc, the more it kills that momentum. So
I mean,
both of those things are true, I think.
I think I can poke holes in your argument with the Wapol punch / chopper backstory one, and maybe
fair,
and maybe the Trafalgar Law one. I don't remember where.
Well, to be fair, there was no momentum there to steal from. Yeah, that's
the Trafalgar Law one was a breath of fresh air in the midst of slog.
It's smog.
Yeah.
That was the desolation of smog that we went through. I'm gonna just keep doing it. Sorry, Marianne.
All right. I think the general consensus is we like them.
That wasn't a good movie.
Well,
I never saw
true.
it.
Me neither.
I tapped out after the first Hobbit movie. I was like, oh boy, I could have read the whole book in this time.
It's better than the Battle of Five Armies. But anyway, I continue.
I'm gonna say that we're all pretty for flashbacks on this podcast.
Yes, 100%. I would take a whole arc of just flashback.
Yeah, I mean, I had my complaints about God Valley because it was so long and it felt.
But it's still good.
Derivative, but
it just is
it's still
where
good, yeah.
it was, and there's like we've talked about this to death. But I do still think it is a very good story.
Yeah. Anyway, I love this one because it's Brooke, and we've needed this for a while. Kramigata, A Land to the West. It's very good. Says, ahoy OPP, banger chapter as always. Even as a Brooke fan, I am tired of the panties gag, but otherwise I love the chapter. It's fair. I'm very suspicious of the whole events with the Toxic Mist and Kendall's death along with Sherry's potential lineage now. And shoutouts to Brooke for agreeing to go to war with the government before even given a reason why. That's my Soul King. My question this week is, who the hell is that at the end? Why does he look like Shiryu? Have a great week. Greater than 3. P.S. I promise this is the last week of me doing jokes about less than greater than 3s.
It is less than 3, right? Yeah, I got it wrong before.
It's a heart.
But he's just said greater than 3. They just said greater than 3. Sorry.
Because it's fun. It's a fun. They're trolling you. They're tooling with you. Yeah. I mean, we talked about this in the manga recap, right? I mean,
yes. Yeah. I think
who could this person be? Why does he look like Shiryu?
We don't have an answer. Yeah.
Because he's got a hat.
Archetype. Yeah. Yeah.
Because he's got a hat that looks very similar. And
I still like the idea that he's just some decapitated guy sitting there.
Jesus motherfucking Christ. Here's Big Mike with a really short one.
Oh no.
Big Mike says,
that can't be good.
I wish I could marry Boa Hancock. No, wait, I mean, is the mist that covered Asperia's emu's fart?
Again, you are looking to write into the SBS. That's not us.
I really do like that we have our very own Sanada.
Do you?
I do, actually.
Okay.
I do. It ebbs and flows, but today I do. Wispy says, hey, APP, Jesus. Hey, Associated Press. I can't believe Kendall got mogged by some smog. Oda's really scraping the bottom of the barrel for ways to fridge his mother characters. In the spirit of the world government wiping out Western civilizations, if you had to pick a country in the West Blue to destroy, which one would it be?
All right, who's left?
Yeah, I gotta look at what is even in the West Blue.
Where's Capone from?
I don't know. I like that idea of if you get to be an evil tyrant who has to destroy one island, which would you want? So locations
of
the
West would you? Yeah.
So we
Capone's
have
from Italian Blue.
So we. Jesus Christ. So we have Alicia. That's the one. What the hell is Alicia? It's the guy. It's like there are some characters that have
is
some
the wiki
import.
feeding you filler arc locations?
No, because they were in the Reverie. And one of the people from it was the guy holding up the dragon picture apparently is from that. He was a former king of that kingdom, Alicia, but they haven't
I
very
picked
much.
that one.
I haven't even. They just named one. Get ready. These are the good locations: O'Hara, God Valley, Thriller Bark, Asperia. Who is Byron? Oh, the guy who eats the guy who cuts off his tongue and who bites off his tongue in Caesars. He's from Taroa in the West Blue. The Lost Camp is a sea invaded by pirates a few weeks after Edward Newgate's death. That doesn't help. The 80th branch of the Marines, Kano Country. Okay, that's an actual one. Bollywood. Which is where Birmingham Lincoln is from, and Soja Island, which is where Isho is originally from. That's where he was before he joined the Marines.
Damn, West Blue's
and
like
then
packed full of...
there's also a city Lafitte was expelled from, an unnamed island far northeast of O'Hara from which a departed boat on which Nico Robin was spotted by the. So okay,
I
there's
didn't
an island
realize. I
and
didn't
then
realize
a
that.
bar where 3 hours after Ace's execution, a patriot who met Whitebeard a year prior argued that Whitebeard had not gotten weaker. Great, good on them.
Shut the fuck up. Wiki writer.
Didn't realize that.
I apologize, Wiki writer.
Gecko Moria was confirmed from being from the West Blue. Is that a victory
Yes.
card thing, or is that okay? I assume that's how most of these characters, like
Probably.
Yes,
Yeah.
probably.
Most of these characters are.
Oh,
from.
but some of these, like the one from the Sabaody, might have been mentioned because they were like, and this is blah 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 from the West Blue, blah blah blah. That's probably why that came up.
It's Ballywood, not Bollywood, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, Mother Carmel from
say.
West Blue. All the best. Comes from
So
West Blue.
which do you want to destroy? I'm gonna destroy the Marine base. Feel like that's
Yeah,
a safe
that's-
step.
O'Hara's had it coming for a while.
Yeah, that's. I think it's really. I forgot that O'Hara was in the West Blue, and as soon as you said O'Hara, like that was the first one, I was like, oh,
We just mentioned it.
we've really
like 10
entered
minutes ago.
Yeah, yeah, because you listed them all. It took 10 minutes.
No, before that. Okay, go
I
ahead.
don't know.
What's the next one?
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, the last one.
Perfect.
This is from Sheepman, or maybe it's Sheepman. Hey, Sheepman or Sheepman, let me know. Which one is it? Howdy, OPP.
Theodore Sheepman. Yeah, go ahead.
Howdy, OPP. With Brooke being the Straw Hat in focus with the recent chapters, I wanted to ask if when any of y'all do a reread of the series, do you play the applicable music to the scene? Applicable music to the scene.
Applicable.
Up. Oh my God.
Either way is fine.
This is like exacerbation here.
You don't want to be exacerbating.
Excuse me.
No, nothing.
That was what Steve did last week.
Steve did this last week when he was exacerbated.
Oh.
Yeah.
Delaney would never let him live that down, and
Yep.
will continue to not live him.
For the world to hear.
Yeah.
It was really exacerbating.
And this is also like Steve trying to pronounce crabominable. Inside baseball.
You're embarrassing him.
I am gonna keep receipts. So
Yeah, that's why I'm not saying
Anyway,
things.
play the applicable music to the scene. Thank you, Marianne. Like Bink Sake when Thriller Bark rolls around, or a smaller example when Luffy uses Conqueror's Hockey during Fishman Island and Overtaken is played. I didn't know that. For me, at least, reading music lyrics doesn't hit the same when you can actually listen to it, which is a primary aspect as to why anime is such a great companion piece to any series. I'm just going to straight up say I don't listen to music while I read.
I used to
work.
I used to. Yeah.
I mean, would you have to like? Oh no, wait, no. They played Overtaken in the anime here, so I got to get that queued up. And you know, like on the old albums, it's usually like 2 songs combined into one track.
True. That
let's
is
skip
really
around.
annoying when that happens.
I would do that if I was doing nothing. If I was sitting at home and doing nothing else and reading. But I tend to maybe like at this point rereading the series, which I'm starting to. Let's see how well that goes. It's kind of just whenever I have a free moment, just to like, you know, get like a chapter in or something.
Yeah,
like that.
rereading is definitely for me a like whenever you can type thing.
Yeah.
Especially if you've already read through it. And I mean, honestly, like I read Akane Benashi on the train, like a proper Japanese salaryman.
Nice.
So
I like it.
So
Yeah.
you stand up, you know, holding on to a handle.
In a suit, but like
Yeah.
the tie is a little loosened with one button.
Being quiet. you know,
Yes, glasses
keeping chatter
on.
to a minimum.
Yes.
Coiffed.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like maybe at some point in my life I probably would have done that, but
Yes.
there's one thing in this world that we all desperately need and we all don't have, and that's time.
I will say to Sheepman in particular, enjoy
I respect the hustle, honestly.
I think you absolutely, and anyone else listening, if you have the time and energy, you should. I used to read chapters while listening to Tanaka, but I obviously, you know, we're in Lowe's parking lot and Costco line land here, so we don't really get to do that as much. And it's a shame. Like, I wish... I'm sure there will be a time in the future I will be able to do that again. The question is, will that time come before One Piece ends? Yes, because One Piece isn't going to end for 70 years. That's the last question, Alex?
That's the last disc piece, that's for sure.
The One Piece manga will never end. We've talked about that, and we made that joke. Let's round off.
mean,
yes.
Speaking of, I was talking to my dad today, and he was like, "You're still doing the podcast?"
Yeah, people. That's actually how people ask me about it.
And then he asked me again what the name
podcast?
And then he asked me again what the name of the podcast was. I've told him so many times.
And you told him WTF with Mark Maron.
I did.
And you said no. I stopped recently.
we ended pretty recently.
Yeah, we had Barack Obama on. You don't remember that happening? Anyway, that'll do it for the One Piece podcast. For the Piece Together segment. Let's round off the One Piece podcast. There we go. I remember the name now.
Yeah.
Okay. This has been episode 923 of the One Piece podcast for June 15th. Thank you all for coming on the show this week. I don't think we have anything specific planned for next week. So we'll let you all know what's happening as it gets closer to the date. Marianne, where can people find you?
I am on the Hellscape, known as Twitter and Blue Sky and Instagram as Marianne D. Hobbit. Yep. I'm also next weekend, if you are in or near San Antonio, Texas, I will be at a signing event on Saturday and Sunday at the Rolling Oaks Mall. They're doing like a One Piece sort of event. I think it's just a fun like food, Japanese food festival thing, but they're theming it One Piece for the summer. So I'll be there. And I was looking at the map, and there's a place right next to it called East Blue Sushi, and I feel like I am obligated to go there.
You are.
But
you are obligated to go there. Steve, where can people find you?
You can find me on my website, steveyurko.com, social media, Steve Yurko. Listen to me on ProCD Plays Games, 4Kids Flashback, and that's it.
Steven.
I'm over on Blue Sky, stephenpaul.bsky.social. One Piece is off next week, of course, but you can still read Akane Banashi, and I believe there's a new chapter of... It's hard to tell with Kurumizawa's Folly, because it is a slightly less conventional release schedule, but we're getting through the last couple chapters for that one, I think. So you can definitely read those too while you're waiting for more One Piece.
Alex.
You can find me on Blue Sky at dude!!bisky. You can also go to patreon.com/superartfight to see some Super Art Fight live shows featuring yours truly and a lot of really great talented artists. I'm in no way affiliated with this show, but you should also watch the show Widow's Bay on Apple, or wherever you can find that show. I've been watching it and it's fucking great. Anybody got watching Widow's Bay?
I've never heard of it.
No.
Because it's on Apple TV.
Because it's on Apple.
Yeah. Well, it's basically like what if Jaws, but from the perspective of the mayor, and the mayor's Matthew Reese.
I thought you were going to say the shark.
The shark, yeah.
Oh my God, that would be great.
I see
from
legs.
The shark.
Oh no, that would be the movie called Shark Tale, featuring
yes.
Martin Scorsese as himself.
Of course.
Hold on. Can I plug a show that I'm actually affiliated with?
Do it.
No.
You had your chance, Steve.
No, go ahead, Steve.
Is it Rick and Morty?
Yeah. Rick
about
and Morty
that?
season 9. It's currently airing. I boarded on a bunch of episodes, including last week's episode, Rick Fu Hustle, and the one airing tonight. I don't know its name because the episode titles are impossible to remember.
I saw
by tonight, Sunday. So, and I know it's going to be on HBO Max soon. I think in August. I think they're putting season 9 up. But if you have cable, and you have Adult Swim, watch it.
You should definitely watch it. I am so behind on Rick and Morty, but
Me too.
I saw some of the scenes that he boarded, and they're really funny.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What a talented person we have on our podcast.
I know. Who let this talented person on our podcast?
Brian Newton.
I'm sorry, hold on.
Oh, right, that's
Not
true.
just a talented person, but a very hardworking person.
Yes.
It's not just talent, it's also putting in the work.
I mean, sometimes
Fellas.
And putting on the Ritz.
And
He's
you're exacerbating him hearing about this. You could follow. Sorry.
You know, it's only funny when I say it.
Oh, you're right. That's the problem. Please also follow our artist on this week's episode, Kirby at DKirbyJ at Blue Sky, and elsewhere, DonaldKirbyArt.com. I should be plugging that at the end of every show. You could follow me, ZachLogan.com, on Blue Sky. The Kind of Banashi anime, I think, also has been a lot of fun to watch along with the manga, I'll say, Steven, because it's both about the what's his name, Keisei? Is that, I forget
Keisei,
everyone's
yeah.
name. Keisei. I don't know anyone's name in that show because they're all I don't even know.
They have very distinct designs that you can
They
recognize.
do. I know who everyone is. I just don't know what their names are, just like in real life. You can find us at onepiecepodcast.com or patreon.com/onepiecepodcast. New episodes go up on YouTube just a few hours after they do everywhere else at youtube.com/onepiecepodcast. We did a tier, as I mentioned before, we tier ranked all the cover stories. If you like that kind of thing, please let us know in the comments or wherever, Discord. So I thought it was a lot of fun. I would totally do that again. I like that kind of off the cuff podcasting. Anyway,
That was really fun. We'll do it again.
I don't know what we would do it for, because we're not doing arcs again, because I know Water 7's gonna win.
No, and speaking of time, none of us have 6 hours to spare.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
but
I mean, yeah,
maybe
if
something
people
less,
have
people have
serious requests. I mean, tears are fun.
Yeah.
Tears are delicious.
Tears for Fears.
Yeah. Musical references.
Tears for
Save those
Tears.
for another week, please.
Yeah. So
that's something I'd be down to do in the future. So
yeah, it's a good off week thing. Like I'm definitely, it's fun too, because you talk about current stuff and old stuff, and it makes me want to go back and revisit those things. Especially the cover stories were a lot of fun because I've forgotten them. So it was fun to revisit. Anyway, we'll be back next week for something probably. And the following week, 1186, and we'll see if Candel is alive or evil, or both. Maybe. We'll see you next week, everyone. Goodbye. My name is Zach.
my name is Steve.
And my name is Alex. R.I.P. Gene Shalit. 100 years old.
Goodbye, Areno.
Maji.
Maji-rific.
Goodbye, everyone.
Okay, bye.
Fuck ice.
Wow. Yeah.
I almost forgot. Can never forget. Never forget Alligator 9/11.
King of the Pirates, more like King of the Box Office.
Yeah, actually, Steve, you came in with the second. Yeah, you came in with the great 9/11 reference when that's exactly what was being talked about before the podcast started.
Yes, it
9/11?
was. Yes.
Yeah,
Stop the recording because I have to go soon. But
you should see the link that Marianne put in the
It was
Discord.
Oh, I can't
requested.
see it.
Okay, I'll say it. I'll say the story again, even though I stopped my recording. So I'm sure Delaney's gonna, but not on here. So I guess Delaney, if she wants to add this story, she can. There's a neighbor of mine who also went to the same university as I did, who had a professor who said, and this is the only thing they remember from the class, "Hey, my husband died on 9/11." And goes on and goes on and tells the story. Yeah, he died on 9/11. He got eaten by an alligator. On 9/11/2001.
The woman's name, Mrs. Hook.
It is it is real because Marianne helped me find the link to this person. And
God,
their
it's-
husband got eaten by an alligator on September 11th, 2001. And then we made the joke. A second alligator has hit the tower. Delaney, if you want
this
for
sounds like a
Patreon.
stand-up bit.
It
Yeah,
does.
that's
I
That's
said
what
it was the Norm joke about
Yeah.
his brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
it feels like
somehow-
a Norm Macdonald joke.
Somehow Death
But it's
Note got
real.
involved, and we decided
Yes.
that Light
Yeah.
Yagami caused 9/11 by saying that two alligators did.
Alligators.
And then I come in and be like, wow, it sure feels 9/11 in here today, huh? Nice 9/11 weather we're having. I just thought, I don't think Marianne will be aware with this, but I just want you all to know that the Ken O'Connor this/next March bit has now it's left's containment.
Oh,
now
no.
Sungwon and other people know about it.
Oh, no.
Good.
Oh,
And it's definitely been referenced at least a couple times on the Let's Play.
Oh my God.
oh boy.
Good and deserved.
Wow.
He deserves it because he's
Because-
wrong.
I think to sum it up, Ken was saying something was coming out like March.
Just to
you know, like-
Marianne.
let's just say like March 2027 or something like that. And I'm like, oh, next. It's like, oh, this March. And he's like, no, next March. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I said. This March. He's like, no, this March is this year's March. And even though this is like the end of the year, and I'm like,
yeah,
I'm like, once March passes, no one says this March.
people say last March.
Speaking into
or,
the future.
or I say this past
particularly.
March. He's like, well, that's this March. I'm like, no, this past March is different than this March.
It's a Laurel and
And-
Hardy bit.
Yes.
Abbott
But
and
no one,
Costello.
because we're in the month of June. The month of June. No
The
one
Munch
says
of June.
Munch of June. I'm
The
hungry.
Munch of June.
No one says this March referring to 3 months ago. You would say this past March.
Marianne, your face.
Deserve it.
Yeah. I'm also like editing while doing this,
Oh.
cutting out all the like just me breathing in the background stuff because I
But
can. So
that
I'm
was just
listening.
context. But-
Yeah, it's lovely.
Thank
Thank you. for the
Very
context.
lovely. That's very lovely.